and welcome to Group D, the final
So
round of
all the
16
sounds
of
should
ASL
be
Season 20,
good.
in partnership with Google Play and Gravity.
As long as we can hear Tasteosis, that's all that matters.
Saw two Protoss players, Snow and Mini, advancing through to the round of
Alright,
8.
I'm calling Soma and Light.
Today between two Terran
Soma
and
and Light.
What stories can we expect to unfold today? Let's have a word with our 4 players ahead of Group D.
There's no way Larva's gonna get through.
First up, it's Group D's seeded
And BTS is so new, there's no way. So it's like, this is like 100%. It's gonna be between Soma and Light.
Have you prepared well? I prepared as diligently as time permitted. I hope to go back home with a good result today. If we take a look at your overall performance in the ASL, many people take it as a given that you should advance in first place.
100%. But
Soma's
Soma's back from the military, and Soma's in good shape apparently. So I'm excited to see what Soma's all about. And you never know with Larva. Larva's a wild card, man. He is an ASL champion, so you know.
I'd very much like to advance with ease today. It's exhausting to have such a hard time advancing. I want to move on through with ease. Light is determined to move on through with ease. The next player we'll talk to is Speed. After seasons 18 and 19, this is your 3rd time preparing to play in the round of 16. How did preparation go this season? It wasn't bad. I think I'll get some good results. The issue, however, is that you have not yet scored a win against Zerg in the tournament proper.
And he's gonna go up against Soma and Larva. Soma's tough as fuck and Larva's tricky as fuck.
What are your thoughts?
You ever heard of the video game Pinball Dreams? It's an older Win95 era PC game. It had some killer background music though. Now people are doing remixes of those tracks. Nightmare is probably my favorite remix.
Next we have Lava, who upon his return,
the only pinball game I remember playing when I was a kid was like this Nightmare pinball game that was like Frankenstein's castle kind of idea.
Are you as confident now ahead of the games? Yeah, I was confident, wasn't I? But then I went home, I watched Speed play. Man, he was good. I thought, oh man, I'm in trouble. But then it struck me that perhaps out of all the players here, I practiced the most. At least I have that going for me when it comes to confidence. Speed is nobody to be scoffed at, so Lava says he had to practice a lot. But with the nigh-perfect performance he had in the round of 24, many people will likewise have high expectations for him in the round of 16. Lava, can this confidence bear results? I am expecting to advance. Up until this point, whenever I practiced, I would confer with Soma.
Nightmare on Pinball Dreams looked more like Dracula. It was a fun table to play. Instant Remedy did my favorite background remix for the background. Nightmare background music.
I genuinely hope that next time we don't end up in the same group. Got it. Let's turn to Soma in that case. Soma was originally in Group A before being swapped to Group D, at which point he said Solki will live to regret this. What is your overall take on Group D? This personally feels like a tough group for me. What should I say? I think all the players are really good. They are very diligent in practice. It should be a difficult group. While Soma faced off against and defeated Sak in a ZVT in the round of 24, there are still lots of things he needs to overcome, as he said himself. The first game will be a ZVZ, but from the winner's match,
I'll be right back.
It's all best of 3. Will you be able to show a different side of yourself today? I've been stopped in my tracks by Light quite a lot. I would like to get my revenge today. Soma says he wants to get revenge. Let's get into the nitty-gritty of Group D. During the group selection ceremony, Speed addressed Light, saying, I have learned a lot from you. I will now try to beat you. We could see how motivated Speed is to surpass his teacher. The two of you will be playing in the first match. How do you guys rate each other? Should I go first? Yes, please talk first. Light is a very stalwart player. He's sort of an idol amongst Terrans because he also teaches well about the game. My provocation was tongue-in-cheek. I hope we can have an entertaining game today. A sly smile from Light sitting next to you. What are your thoughts, Light? I think Speed is one of the best performing Terrans nowadays. It wasn't easy to prepare either. I am a little worried. My win rate in TVT when it comes to these leagues isn't that good. It is something for me to be anxious about. Heartwarming comments mixed with a little teasing from both players there. Now when it comes to Lava and Soma, Lava has already touched upon this, but they both consider each other one another's disciple. Lava does have a championship under his belt, which puts him ahead of Soma in terms of achievements. And I know it was you who made him start streaming in the first place. Soma could be seen teaching Lava in online games yesterday evening on stream, which makes many people ever so excited to see this match. Today a pecking order will be established. Let's hear from Lava. If Soma wants to be above me in hierarchy, I feel he needs to win a championship too. I'll have to step it up in today's games. This is not the most pleasing situation, but after all is settled, we will still be good old friends. And let's play an entertaining game. That's how it goes in competition. I would like to hear from Soma as well. Friends? Don't make me laugh. That's what I like to hear. In that case, let's hear our 4 players' final resolutions before we start the games. Starting with Light, please. I practiced a lot. I will show good games and close it out with a good result. Many people are cheering for me today. I'll show you what I've got. Now is the time to show everything I have practiced so far. I'll play entertaining matches. We've just heard from our players ahead of Group D of the round of 16. Thanks for the interview. This is Group D of the round of 16 of ASL Season 20, done in partnership with Google Play and Gravity. Who will claim the last 2 tickets to the round of 8? It's time to start the games.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the final day here in the round of 16 ASL Season 20 Group D. 2 Terrans and 2 Zergs to fight for that final, the final 2 spots here in the round of 8.
That's right. A fun group coming up, and very luckily we don't have any more Protoss players because already half of the round of 8 is going to be Protoss. I'm really hoping a Terran and a Zerg make it out, because wouldn't that be really weird after Sulky wins 4 seasons in a row? Like, if Effort is the only Zerg in the round of 8, that would be so bizarre. So I'm really kind of crossing my fingers. I think it's going to be Light and Soma. I put Soma as one of the more likely players to win, and Light just always gets deep, so that's kind of what I'm feeling. But Larva would be a lot of fun moving forward as well.
It does feel like the game has a way of correcting itself when one race gets too strong. Yeah, it's a total possibility, right?
Yeah, the closer you get down to the end of the tournament, the more equalized the races
we don't know
are.
how far he'll get from there in the round of 8, but I mean, we've got 2 good Zergs here with Soma and Larva. Obviously, Light and Speed are both very viable. I think most people would agree this is a group where actually 2 sets of players seem to be the most likely to get out based off previous match history, but Larva could surprise us here.
Yeah, Larva's the wild card.
Can't really underestimate Larva. This guy is a former
I don't know about Speed, though.
It's hard to say exactly how active he is at any given time. He has been really active lately. I would say that during the qualifiers, I wasn't super impressed with his level overall, but I think he has improved since then as well. Like, he's one of these guys that can improve very, very quickly and get back up to good shape. We'll see if he's able to do that to a level that Rain can, where Rain will sometimes come back from playing League of Legends for a few months and then get to a finals. I don't know if Larva's going to have that in him, but we'll see.
Yeah, it should be a fun group regardless. So this is it for the round of 16, and we're going to be
last day.
Round of 8. We'll also have the group draw here at the end of the show. I know
see who's going in for.
Games finish, you close it out. I get it. I mean, there's a lot of StarCraft to keep up with, but if you're anticipating what the round of 8 is going to look like, we'll actually know at the end of the show today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I actually completely forgot about that. I'm glad that you said that, because I would have just closed it. I'm like, all right, see you guys later. But
I would have ended the broadcast,
right.
left you alone, tasteless.
Yeah, that's actually always one of the most exciting things as well, to see where this lines up, because we do have the possibility, since all the Protoss came out of the same 2 groups, we could have an all Protoss top 4 again, like we had in that KSL season. That was just so insane.
That would be crazy.
I don't think something like that will happen, but it's there is a real possibility. So far, the round of 8 is looking very good. Like, I love that these 4 Protoss have made it. They are so strong, man. I feel like they need almost a name for their little group. You know, we used to have the 6 Dragons back in peak Kespa days.
Sure.
These 4 Protoss have been the 4 best Protoss in the world for quite some time now, and they continue to deliver.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny because we had such a small number of Protosses when the group started. Or, sorry, when the round of 24 started, but it was the best of the best. It was the cream of the crop, and so, you know, we do have so far a majority Protoss round of 8. I guess no matter how you cut it, a majority Protoss round of 8, which is pretty interesting. I think that KSL Final 4 of Protosses, we've talked about that more in Final 4s in StarCraft 1 than maybe anything ever.
Well, that was
I think because it was
bizarre.
just so memorable, it was so exceptional, and it was like, oh, this is crazy, man.
Yeah.
We never have anything like this. So, yeah, I mean, keep that open as a possibility. It's also possible the Protosses end up cannibalizing each other in the round of 8 here, depending on who's paired versus who. But for now, we're going to start this off with our first best of 1 and start to size up exactly where everybody's at and what the makeup of this group is going to be.
Now listen to this song from Light, man. This is the true Terran theme right here, the Rocky theme for Light. this is how we all feel, Tasteless, except you can't get good at Terran from a training montage. You have to play for 20 years at least.
No, the only way to get good with Terran is to get punched in the head over and over and
over. Right. I love this song for Light. You know, Light is, well, I would say Sharp is my favorite Terran, but Light is the Terran whom I truly respect and learn the most from. And then, of course, we got Speed, who's really been coming up. You can see his Terran versus Terran win rate is absolutely outstanding in ASL so far, but it's not that big. Like, he hasn't played that many games yet.
I'm like, he just put those, he took those out of his ears, he put them to his lips, and then put them back in his fucking ears.
I feel like in the group
I think that's a bit much.
Terran players choose other Terran players very oftentimes.
Better have some clean ass ears, bro.
About TVT that feels safe. You know what I mean?
Well, TVT is a matchup where it's not.
You gotta taste it.
Each other off. Like ZVZ is an example.
Yeah.
ZVZ, I mean, I feel like when you're a really good player, you kind of want to have. It's one of the reasons why we don't see really weird maps picked. When one player feels like he's better than the other, it's like, no, give me the map I always play on. TVT, you know, in some ways it has the disadvantage of being super long. Some people find it less interesting. Part of that's just being a mere matchup, but it's also historically been at a pretty slow pace. But it's possible that, you know, in a game with that
these
much
were backwards.
time, a better player can create that many more opportunities to get ahead. So if you feel like you're definitively better than somebody, you want to go for a matchup like that just because you could win, you know, with a dozen blows versus one razor edge decision like a ZVZ as an example.
Definitely. It's super, super hard to finish people in TVT. So here we go. It's going to be Knockout Light versus Speed for game number 1.
Okay, cross spawns, Light in the top right and Speed in the bottom left. Whew.
I am, yeah.
You know,
go ahead.
I'm expecting Light to be able to take this, but Speed has been one of the most exciting players in the ASL lately. You know, he got murdered pretty badly by Snow several seasons ago, and then came back 10 times as strong, you know, twice as motivated. And I just want to see what he can do here. You know, I think he's got a real shot at pushing ahead.
Yeah, I love Speed. Like he is a really fun Terran. He's really similar to Sharp in a lot of ways. They have really kind of similar styles, very Vulture oriented. But Sharp's is a little bit more stylistic in a lot of ways. Speed is pretty creative. But he's more of a ladder Terran by far. You know, Sharp like always plays with other pros. Speed, for a while there, before last season at least, he was by far the most active player on the ladder. He had like 6 accounts in the top 15 or so. In fact, in the top 10 overall, there was 5 or 6 Speed accounts in there, including #1. Like he is just a super grinder, which means his TVT is really sharp. Because this is something I've talked about both on Artosis cast and sometimes in here about how like ladder Terrans, there's a certain truth of the Vulture that they bring with them to these matches that players that are only playing in like pro leagues and practicing with other pros don't have. Where like there's like it's very different builds that are used in both locations, and the Vulture builds are in theory stronger, but the players in ASL are stronger players, so they can get around them a lot, if that makes sense.
Well, also there's a lot of these big, they call them spawn bong matches, but you know, people basically put up a prize pool. And the players come together. Excuse me, I think I'm still a little bit hoarse from yesterday's cast. The players come together and will play. And a lot of times there's certain matchups that the audience would prefer to see. And the reality is mirror matchups, especially TVT, tend to get less attention.
Yeah.
And so the people that are playing in these you know, very public streamed matches on Soup, they tend to be playing less TVT. I mean, I think we can all agree, like, you know, there's something about a TVZ or a TVP that has a lot more allure than maybe a TVT. And I think it's true for ZVZ and PvP as well. But, you know, the fact that Speed is really from the ladder ecosystem versus the streaming ecosystem and therefore community-funded match ecosystem does probably bode well for him here, especially in a best of one where he just has to take one game off of Light. You know, the flip side of the coin is that
oh, what are we watching? This is the
very clean Terran player. Like,
ASL for Starcraft. So this is the World Championship
play or anything
in
like that.
Korea.
He plays some of the strongest games ever. I guess.
No, I'm just fucking tired. Because I'm just always tired.
Before making that command center, that's kind of crazy to me.
That's be very interesting.
The SCV is going to scout everything now.
Yeah, the thing is, there's like. You're going to unoptimize your own build.
Of all the matches, as they were just saying, Terran versus Terran is the most boring match, because it's like, you basically have siege tanks, and you'll set up one line of siege tanks, and another line of siege tanks, and the first person to attack loses. So no one ever attacks.
In the Korean pro scene. Flash is the
no,
best
I blame
by
the content.
Far. Light is the second best by far, and Sharp is the third best by far.
I mean, I'm a Zerg player, so I'm not really too interested in this matchup. You're always energetic. Come on. I mean, it's true.
He's super good at, like,
I try to be, Hellcat. I try to be.
Rotating vultures around and everything.
I try to maintain, but you know, it is what it is. So you can't always be on the fully up and up, right? And that way you get burnt out. You gotta have your little bit of downtime, right? Especially when you're streaming like 9 hours a day.
But you know,
I mean,
has like these kind of
let's do it.
Oh, I'm gonna have a lot of speed vultures and take control here, and I'm gonna do this and that, and
I'm trying to make sure I keep kind of an eye on the time because I got food in the oven.
About this map
but the oven automatically turns off. It just beeps.
Knockout gets split up quicker than almost any other map. In fact, maybe even quicker than Eclipse, which is a thinner map. Like, oftentimes, two-player maps just get split almost instantly in TVT.
I'm not always in the mood,
and you can have people occasionally start battle cruisers by 160 supply on a map like that. This gets split so fast. The middle is really, really thin, and then you have some weird ramps.
And I know who's gonna win.
So
the red guy is gonna win,
which is going to inhibit some of the vulture-based play that Speed normally is very good.
At least it's like a 90% chance that Light's gonna win.
Yeah. And this divot
Light is an ASL champion. He's won the championships before. This is the first time ever Speed has been in the round of 16.
there can be moments where you'll overpower them with your vultures if they get.
But you guys are there regardless. Much love.
Briefly into low ground. Back
Hell
into
yeah,
ground
that's what it's all about, right? I mean, I got nothing better to
cut a lot
do.
more
I'm
corner.
super lucky in that fact.
In a position like
So,
this. We see the second
might as
tank
well,
already
you
out.
know,
Speed's gonna be on the map with his
share that
vultures.
with other
Let's see how
people.
this engage
Give
does
other
over here.
people
And you
a,
can see he's not
you know,
quite comfortable trying to
a
go
place
through
to
there.
come
Multiple
together
shots missed.
to
The fight's gonna snowball. He's
enjoy
gonna
each
lose that
other's
pretty
company,
easily.
you know?
By the way,
Something that you
this
can
is what we're
count
talking about
on
with
that's
race to
always
be
going to
controlled
kind
by
of be
viewers.
there. Like,
You don't see
I
it that
literally
often, but you
streamed
can basically
every
do that
single
dive
day
mechanic over and
since
over.
February.
Light
Have
actually
not
has some of
missed
the
a
best,
single day.
rate control here as well. Now he's going to be maybe a little bit surprised that Goliaths are already out.
Because I fucking enjoy streaming.
There you go.
What
He's
else
gotta
am
get
I
the
going to
kill.
do?
That's
Sit here and be
huge. To
fucking
get the first
bored?
Wraith is huge. You feel
And it's
so
like,
good in Speed's
I don't know.
position. So
Streaming
this
is
was
probably
Speed
starting
adjusting
streaming is like
to
the best
map,
decision
not
I ever
overly
made.
relying on vultures. It wasn't
I
a
should have
pretty bad
done it a
vulture opener.
long time
But
ago.
he did make vultures with speed quickly. He went into
But,
the
like,
Goliaths right away. This build in particular,
I just
gives you a
never
really
thought
great
of
economy.
streaming
Like, you don't
and
skip any
writing
SCVs
together.
with this, whereas
I always
with
just
group
thought of
active vultures,
streaming and
sometimes you
video
do.
games, and I was like,
Love
I don't
see
want to
this.
turn
Like,
my
this is exactly the type of
hobby
adjustment that you want to see
into
from
a job.
like Speed on a map like this. And this gives me a lot of hope.
But writing
In fact, he's
is a
already gone up to
job.
4
So
factories.
I do want to
As
turn
well,
my
like,
hobby
you know,
of
with the
writing
starport
into a
openers, you'll end
job.
up going up to 5,
So
but
it just
might go up to
made
4.
like
It's
perfect
kinda up to
sense.
him how he wants to
And
end
then I
up
just
playing
spent the first 6
that.
months
Yeah,
of streaming,
like, overall with the
playing
ultras,
video
Speed
games,
had a better
fucking
one,
around,
but
getting
Light's
used to
position
being
isn't
alive, being
bad or
on
anything,
camera,
you know?
and
Like,
just
I think
being
that
in the
he got
general
hammered a little bit
headspace
with, that
of,
Wraith, but
you know,
the Wraiths are still
talking
somewhat
consistently. Because I'm always talking to myself anyway,
the
so I'm like,
tanks
why
and
not
the,
talk and see if maybe
the
someone else
vultures
shows
over
up?
here,
It was a good.
right
It was a
outside
dream
the
since
entrance.
childhood.
There's a
Hell
couple
yeah.
mines, gotta be very careful,
Mine
but
has
you
always
have this many
been
units. Oh, hold on, actually,
just
yeah,
sharing
the
my
mine does connect
creativity.
on one of those tanks.
So
Speed is
it's
just
just
on the outside.
the
building placement,
means
by
and
way,
the
with
vessel by
cabins
which
and
I do
depot,
it never
very
really
intentional.
mattered to me. It was just
He
the
wants to have somewhat
getting
of a
people
wall in
together
case
to
the
have
vultures
like
do try to run
a
by.
fucking
But for now, the map
brainstorm
control
think
is really going to
tank
Speed. Light's
kind
gonna
of
have to hack and
community.
saw his way through all
Kept
of these
grinding
mines on
so
the map.
much
And
as
Speed looks to be setting up a counterattack as he's also
as
taking
earn
his
shit
third
out of
base.
it. Yeah.
Well, he's going to jump up
Yeah.
here and actually snipe a tank pretty quickly. I'm a little bit surprised.
It's
he
nice
didn't
to
dive
feel
on the tank
rewarded
hit
for
by the mine. He
something
might
that
not have recognized the mine
like,
hit.
you know,
It's sometimes hard to tell.
the effort that you put
But
into
yeah, Wraith coming
something.
in for
And
a
it's like to
scout here,
see
already
and
has
watch
Goliath
the
in
progression
position.
of like
And
you
he
getting
might even
better
have
and
one
having like an
match.
actual
Oh, no, he left it at the third base.
um,
Okay, so the Wraith will be able to get out of there. Sometimes you
physical
actually catch them when
evidence
they
to
do
go
that
back
move, but,
look on and say this
looks
is
like
what it was
Light
before,
right
this is
now
what it
getting
is
ready to
now.
take
Like
in,
look at the
gas-based
difference.
base, which is
It's pretty
very, very
crazy.
important in Terran vs. Terran. You know, you can take a mineral base as your
And it's
third,
like the same, it's like you just gotta
but it gets a little tricky because
just gotta stick with it. It's all about, you know, doesn't matter when you start as long as you do start. It's never too late,
at your third base
but
location.
you know,
So if you take the slight positional disadvantage of taking
earlier
that gas
is
base,
better, but never
it's
late
going to
than,
allow
you
you to
know,
make much higher
better late than
quality
never.
units right away. So we'll see
You
if
enjoy
Speed
work
wants to
if it
deal with
turns
this with
into
either
your hobby, no?
pumping out extra vultures to try to gain an advantage.
Yes.
Or maybe he
Turning
just
your
goes
work
like
into a
third base
hobby
right
is a
away to
good
get that
thing.
advantage.
Turning your hobby into work is not a good
A lot of
thing.
these mines are being cleared out here, and so it's going to be a lot more
Unless,
ambiguous,
like,
especially in
turning your
cross
hobby into
where
work
each side
has a
is marking area,
monetary
you have to be very careful when you
value
move out
that's
in zones
like
this, because
worth
it
it.
can result
Like a
in
valid
you
monetary
stepping into,
value.
Let's say a big siege tank line. But nobody's
And it's
set
like
that
if
up
I
yet.
can get my
As I say
writing
that, I
up
guess
to
we might have
par
both
and
of these
actually
guys
get my
without
writing
at this
going,
moment.
that is
Speed might try
like
to cut
compared to the
off on
minimum
his
wage
gas.
job working at Walmart.
Interesting that
That's
Light is moving
definitely
way down there right now. So he's
a
taking like
like
a
it's
very forward position.
it's not a
He
very
might
high
actually
bar
want
to
set this
clear
up
that
so
amount of money.
It's divided right and left.
So
as
it's
opposed
not like I have to
north
become
and south.
the best seller ever. I just have to sell a
Now,
couple of
okay,
fucking books
this
every
is-
couple
yeah,
of
this
days.
He's gonna move in.
Wow.
I just have to
Speed
put out
jumping on
enough
this quickly is
content that
really,
people
really strong.
latch
You can see
onto that
he
gives them
reduces that
enough
siege count a little
avenues
bit,
to
but
go
good
through,
counterplay there
right?
from
You've got the
Light
stream,
picking
you've got
them off as
YouTube,
well.
you've got Patreon, you've got TikTok, you've got the stories
And so
on
really
like
we've
Royal
got
Road
Speed
and all
more
the other
in the
things.
middle
You've
right
got
now,
the
and Light
books,
just
you've
outside
got
of that. As Speed, it looks like
the Discord with like all the notes and everything like that. The community itself, right? It's like there's tons of places for people to come together and like enjoy the content and expand the view of the content.
Install this command center over here at 9 o'clock. And speed's just
and I'm always trying to expand. Like today, so check out this. This is what we did today because we were talking about it yesterday. So, because I did this all throughout high school. Like, this was my jam in high school. It took me about 35 minutes to do. I was like, man, I still got it in me, man. You just use instantly... Yeah, Lego stop motion. I used to do that as solo projects in between doing other stuff when I was in high school. I wish I had all of my old stuff, but that was all on the school computers, and I never had a computer, so I never had any means, and my friends had it, but they're not friends that I have anymore. So I'm like... Need to get you a drop screen for the back. That's so cool. Miss Shadow, yes. Welcome, welcome. That's the plan. So I have like blue like cardboard stuff that I do like cause my mom does photo albuming and stuff like that. So like for backdrops, for posters and stuff like that. So I'm gonna make like, you know, kind of a diorama with it, and then I can have like a green screen with it, and then I can have different levels of terrain and stuff, do like little skits and stuff like that, and then eventually get to the point where I can like act out my stories with like the Lego animations and just like have it going, and then have like, you know, the narrator, and then have it people doing like the voiceovers for the different characters and stuff. I'm just like, my mind just explodes with like, you know what, that's actually probably, and it's like not really even that hard to do. I'm really good at it because I've done it for so long, and even just hopping back into it, I was like, I basically instantly know how to do it. Recommend velcroing the bottom to the table. Oh yeah, I need to have like a steady surface and like a steady way. And what I want to do, so I'm gonna have like 3 different camera angles. So I'm gonna have like a close up. And then I can have, like, you know, the back, like, forward-facing, and then, like, top-down, kind of. So what you read? Okay, reading a story where the main character can buy anything military. In this scene, he asks the sorcerer to burn some skeleton minotaurs. My thought, what would happen if he summoned a flamethrower first? Then had her use fire magic after? Could it turn the flames white or even blue as a result of both magic and superior fuel? See, I love the idea, Sean, of the combination of magic and technology to amplify and multiply the effects. But yeah, basically, I read anything, I write anything. From sci-fi to erotica to fantasy to historical fiction to mystery. I mainly write short stories. I try to write like my main stories revolve around some sort of life lesson or parable or some sort of something like that. Some universal truth about the world. Typically with some twist ending towards dark topics. Yeah, very dark, twisted, fucked up stuff like cannibalistic, self-cannibalism ritual of succession in an ancient tribe. Biting your tongue off at the dentist. Hunter Biden crashing Air Force One into the Burj Khalifa. Getting so obsessed with seeing the graphs grow on your investments that you literally cryo-sleep yourself to the end of humanity. And then reading, well, we're starting now, Stoner Girl Evolution, my first isekai. It's an isekai satire about, about weed. It's pretty, I don't know, I think the world building for it so far has come along really, really well. As well as my main book is a Final Fantasy inspired book. I just got done publishing my first book. Happy to take a break. Oh shit!
700 septillion.
Thank you for following Miss_Shadow69.
Thank you for the follow. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. If you want to, feel free to join the Discord. And we have the public stories if you want me to read anything that you've posted. And then self-promotion. So if you want to drop the link to your book in here wherever you sell it, and maybe people will buy it. You never know. I might be interested in buying it. Depends on what genre it is and how expensive it is. I'm in too many Discords. Ah, I see. That's the way it is, right? Can whisper it to you. It on Amazon though. Well, you can drop the link in the chat if you want, and I can just drop it in there, and then it'll just be sitting in there for people to find. I prompted him on this one, since on the Royal Road site, over 20 stories with Girl Evolution in the title popped up almost at the same time. Someone else started Trash Girl Evolution, I think for the same reason. Oh, okay, thanks. No worries. Here we love to facilitate a community that is all about... Ooh, interesting. I love the cover. Facilitating a community that is all about promoting and helping and spreading support to other people. If you read it, let me know what you think. Hell yeah. Great title, though. Echoes of the Sacred Territory. Love it. This betrayal cuts deeper than the cold iron that binds my wrists. It's a brutal reminder of my harsh reality. What could be worse than being forced into a mating bond with an alpha, shackled by the responsibility to unite the packs? The alpha I'm promised to is a ruthless killer. I once believed I was safe, far enough away from this life. Now I find myself hanging above a pool of my own blood, feeling my heart beating beginning to slow. How could I have been so naive to think I was finally free? Freedom is an illusion. Is this truly my fate? Can I not escape this? Everything in me tells me to run and keep fighting. Yet deep down I know hiding will only prolong the inevitable. Sooner or later the hunter always finds its prey. Can I outrun a destiny that is bound by blood? Damn. That's pretty sick. Well, I mean, you sold me with that, so I'll definitely have to check it out. And it's only $9, so 100%. I bought their paperbacks. I mean, I could buy the paperback because I have Callie's, and I have them on display behind me, and I'd love to buy viewers' books, put them on display to promote them to other people. So, I may just do that. I may just do that. We'll have to see. Not gonna lie, I'm so happy how the paperback turned out. I love paperbacks. Paperbacks are great. And as far as from my experience, like I only have like a couple of short story compilations on here. But so far, and they're not in paper copy or anything. I was so worried about the formatting as I did it myself on Kindle. Yeah, I've had nothing but great experience with Kindle, and so has everyone else that I have bought stuff off of Kindle with. It's pretty good, you know. It's like some people are like traditional publishing only, but it's like, you know.
In the north middle of the
you
map.
Do what you gotta do.
He actually hasn't checked on the forward base location.
It's better than not having a book published.
Great opportunity. There's nothing there to block it, so maybe a slightly missed opportunity. But speed is wrapping around like you mentioned, and I think he's just going to try to do a big SCV raid. He's actually bringing a couple siege tanks as well. There is one siege tank here, which is going to greatly slow him. If that siege tank wasn't there, Light would be in a lot of trouble. But here he comes. He sieges up, kind of behind enemy lines here. And it seems like Light is gonna block this for the most part.
As far as the device goes, I prefer the Nook to the Kindle.
Yeah, we've got the tanks coming
but
down.
there's
I don't
more
know
available
that
on
this is
Kindle.
do that much.
So in that aspect,
it feels like
Nook
speed
loses.
was just barely cut out.
That's why I like PC, Sean.
Real ground there.
I don't
He's
want
not able
this
to hit the
specific
command center from
shit.
here.
You know,
it's sort of a low ground up on
I
a
want
high ground
everything to be
situation.
on
You can't
every
quite see up
platform
there.
for
We've got the
everyone
first
at
drop
all
ship being loaded up
times
here
for
by
everything
Speed's gonna
for
come through
free.
here, drawing some of this tank fire away.
Not the
with
content, but the
vultures,
app
while two
itself.
tanks
You don't have to pay a
attempt to take him out on the
subscription
side, but
to use
are
the
picked
app.
off. Then the rest
Or
of
you
the
can
Speed
pay a
army come
subscription to
through
use
here,
the app
and
to
this
not
might
have to
actually
buy the
force an
books.
unload. I wasn't
So you don't have to
sure
buy
if
the book. You
not
can
seeing this
read as many
correctly, but
pages
the
as you
drop
want,
ship
and it
appears to
charges
be
you per page.
no longer attempting
Or
to drop and hit
it-
anywhere right now. So maybe a little bit of a tempo advantage here for Speed.
Yeah, this was
Gives
a
them
great
money
move from
per
him.
page,
When he
like
moved
the
those tanks
commission
behind,
is per
he didn't get the
page.
damage on 3
Per page
o'clock,
read.
but he utilized that to break the position in the middle that Light had. And now Speed has real map control. He had slight map control that you were pointing out before where he was past the halfway point on the map, and that's actually powerful in and of itself in TVT. But now he can rotate back and forth and decide, oh, do I want to hit 3 o'clock? Do I want to try to push in towards his bridges? Or do I just want to set up a contain? And it looks like he's going to hit 3. Nope. Okay. Sees the tanks and decides, no, never mind, never mind. It's very stressful to try to break something in a best-of-1 tournament.
Yeah, right. By the way, I mean, it's 5 bases inbound here.
Alright, we are back from ads. Hearing scary stories about them, so I was worried. There is one thing that we found out, Miss Shadow. If you have a paper copy of anything, there are like hundreds of bought eBay accounts that drop ship like basically everything on Amazon for a marked up price. So there is a chance if you have your book in paper copy that someone else is trying to sell your book. So what they'll do is they'll put orders for it, and when they get an order, they'll buy the book from you and then sell it at a markup to someone else. As like a third-party vendor.
Pop out probably about 4 wraiths and then just fly over and screw up one of the positions.
But that's not like an Amazon-specific thing. That's like that's just the nature of the business, right?
3-ish Goliaths out in the map that he doesn't lose. This wraith transition for Light might not end.
So I would say if you are interested in that, and you do find ones that are. Callie, what's up? Do you find your one there? I would suggest whatever site it is, put your book up there for cheaper on, like if it was eBay. Because in some places they don't have Amazon. Like I had a viewer from China, and he didn't have Amazon, so he wanted me to put it on eBay so he could buy it from eBay. I couldn't figure out how to do it, but we found a bunch of other people's books, like Callie's book and Sinister's book, were both on that eBay. And there were other eBay accounts that were also selling it. And those accounts were selling between like 2 to 7 million items. So they're just like giant companies and stuff like that, like from third world countries just doing drop shipping. Yeah, prob, but I made a merch shop for my book stuff art-wise where people can try to support me that way too. Oh, if you want to drop that link, I can drop that one in the Discord as well. Looks like Callie just murdered us, assuming those are crows or ravens. That's the whole point, because it's Callie is all about that.
So low on HP, but his counterattack completely undefended. Speed caught completely off guard.
You like dragons? I fucking love dragons.
That's amazing. From
the dragons in my book are like the great worms are the first beings
way outplayed Speed in
basically in creation.
Like super impressive. But because Speed
and they're like the size of multiple cities, if not like half to the quarter size of continents. Like they're like oh my god. Why can I not think of his name? Why am I thinking Altanard? It's not King. And it's not, is it Elatrion? Tree Dragon. Yeah, this guy. So he's so big. These are 5 cities on top of him. That's how big he is. That's how big the dragons are. And then my book is based around a massive tree. Ooh. Cool. You know it's a really, really cool marketing thing, miss? Hey, Cubano, got you tabbed up to support Will Gaming. Have a great stream. Hell yeah, bro! Nice. The artistry on the dragon. Yeah, I love that. That's so sick. It's a journal I sell on it. Nice. That's dope. No worries, anytime. I know it's really, like, I'm terrible at promoting myself, but I'm great at promoting other people. I wish I was so good at promoting myself, but I feel cringe promoting myself. I love promoting other people because I'm like, I want everyone to, you know, everyone to experience the power of the creativity. You can read the crazy goal why I write. Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things, right? You just slowly work up to it. Get as many things on the side as you can. Talks, the videos are freaking awesome. It's on the website. I'm rather working on a larger goal of mine. To read my other books, you can click this. For every book sold, I plan to set aside a portion of the profits into savings with the hope of purchasing land to gain the opportunity to open a tiny home village affordable housing for those in need. Once I get closer to that goal, I'll make an announcement and add it along with my bio at a later date. I'll have other ways to support me in my goal. Not a promise that I'll be able to succeed in said goal. Like 15 books planned at the moment. Nice. So, too many books. I know, I'm working on 2 short stories that are in the progress of being written. Or sorry, one's in the progress of being written, one's in the progress of being edited, one's in the progress of being plotted. I have 5 that I have ideas for on top of that. Then I have my main book, which is 2 books, possibly 3 books, who knows. Then I have the Stoner Girl Evolution that I'm working on. And then now I'm like, I also want to do these like Lego stop motion animations on the side. Posted what I have on my stream. Check the legal aspect of that tiny home village for those in need. I love the idea, but you need to pick a location where you can actually do it legally. Maybe with sound?
If it means winning, I don't mind destroying my old self. I'll be reborn again as many times as it takes.
Nice. Hell yeah, Callie. That's badass. You're like the Phoenix. Every time you go offline, you die. The one that's out now got like 4 books planned for that one, then 5 standalones in the same world, and then a whole bunch more. Yep, looked at a lot of stuff. Thankfully here, since it will be classified as affordable housing and not a shelter, there's a lot more room to work with. Nice. Hell yeah. I love having that kind of greater grand idea, right? My greater grand idea is to have a house. So I want to build a house. This would be, if that's your goal, Miss Shadow, this is my goal. My goal is to build a house that literally has like a Gothic style library that's open to the public, like adjacent, connected to my house. And it's like a fully functional public library. And we do like, you know, like book readings, like promotional stuff for like upcoming authors, like, you know, like kind of like, I'm thinking like a karaoke night for like a beta reading kind of thing. Like you can read your own stuff or you can submit stuff to be written, stuff like that. And have like a super interactive library. So the village, I want to have small shops and I want to have a bookshop in one of them. Hell yeah. That would be sick. Gotta dream big, right? You never know if it'll happen, but that's the whole point in dreaming. You know? Also a game studio. A game studio would be sick. I'd love to have like an animation studio, like a music studio. Like I used to, like I was in film in high school. I did fucking like everything. I did like stop motion with Lego. We did just like general short films and shit like that. We did music videos because we worked with bands. We recorded music. Like we did like live shows, like conferences, like what you guess I'd say be like TED Talks in like 2005, 2004. Forest Games Studio, that would be neat. Only game studio in the tree canopy. I like that, Sean. I like that.
Speed was definitely ahead right before this set of 2 attacks. And now
with a skylight, like, hell yeah.
Speed's
so
behind,
normally,
so
Miss Shadow, we're like we do writing tips and reacts for improving your writing skills. We do social commentary, generally on current events for the purpose of world building to improve your the depth of your world and to bring it more alive by using elements of real life and real life interactions on like a generally national or global scale to make your world feel way more real, as well as my own writing and stuff, as well as playing a little bit of video games. Hope you don't find too many issues with mine. My editor was free, so that's okay. I edit my own stuff, Miss Shadow. It is what it is. Remember, you can always go back and edit it. Think about how many, like, I always think about it this way. How many anime have been, like, rebooted after they got, like they were, like, rushed out, and then they never followed the manga? They got completely fucked up, and then, like, 5 years later, they were basically remade. I'm basically thinking Full Metal Alchemist. But there's, like, 5 or 6 other ones I could probably name that did, like, the same kind of thing.
So having that definitely
where Bleach is probably one of them.
There's nothing there to really stop him anyways, but really
just the old school ones, you know.
One of my favorite TVTs that I've seen, Tasteless, in many years, honestly, because what I'm watching is like you can see the modern, awesome, strong approach here from Speed, and then you see Light with just his brute power and understanding. Being able to
go back and look, and so far my beta readers say it's like a drug, and they're going through withdrawal. So yeah, see, that's the best part.
You can see that Light
I hate the cliffhangers, but you just know that it's so good because you're just waiting there, waiting for the next one. That's why I hate. Like, I'm a binger, so I hate starting stuff that's not finished. Want to know a funny thing that happened? Yes, I do, Miss Shadow. I would love to hear a funny thing that happened.
And you can just see, if you look at the mini-map and, you know, the way that Light is just plowing through the middle of the map here, that he's now turned this small advantage into a huge glaring one. He's going to move through here. He's forcing Speed to basically turtle up just inside of his rally point.
I can't find the video I have on my
from
stream.
There, it's probably going to be either drops or pushes to the bottom right.
That's not good, Callie.
Light is going untouched to the top left.
Guys, I forgot that I had food in the oven. Thank God the oven turns off.
Below that. And down here in the bottom right,
you guys
can
were
see
supposed
Speed
to warn
doesn't
me.
quite have enough to really fight back and control this one command center that he has up here. In fact, I think the tanks are still down there. They're seated up.
I think you're probably right about that. It's insane watching this. And as long as Light just continues to kind of lean on Speed, it's going to be really hard for Speed to get any sort of attack to the top left off. Now, Light drops some tanks and vultures over here. This is a new base in the bottom right that Speed has been trying to get, and it looks like he'll probably deny that as well. This is the greatest proof, I think, of Light's level that we've seen in a long time. This is ridiculous that he was able to do this when Speed was kind of controlling the whole flow of the game in the early game and the mid game. You know, he had the right build against what Light was doing. He took map control. He broke some tank lines. He was putting a lot of pressure on, and Light has just, like, continually outmaneuvered him. You give him a decent-sized army and an okay economy, and he makes magic happen.
Yeah, I mean, dude, it blows my mind. It is crazy how good Light is. He is just somebody who, like, sometimes I'll watch a game like this. You know, TVT, as someone who doesn't play Terran and, you know, isn't an expert in the matchup, I watch it and sometimes it's a mystery.
So a beta reader's husband messaged me saying his wife was asking him when my main character was like, she forgot it wasn't.
And it's just going to slowly, you know,
reality.
Involve the player Light getting cornered and having less room, having less oxygen, and he'll be strangled out of the game. And instead, Light is so patient.
That's hilarious. I love it.
Waiting, and then you see he finds a slip up. He comes out and he punches so hard.
Yeah.
And we're basically seeing the moment where Speed has to make a move like that. By the way, he's moving out on the map.
What a title! I said no human sacrifices. Damn it!
Probably put pressure here in the top left.
That's
Keep
good.
in mind, you know, Light has the bottom right. There are no bases there, but that's more than enough to keep Speed oppressed in this game, because Light has an absurd amount of expansions. And I don't know.
Good old TVT, guys. They're still playing this fucking game. Guess it's well enough for people to feel it's real. I mean, that's what it takes, man. I mean, you look at the problem is, Miss Shadow, there's so much shit out there that's like popular that people don't understand. Like, the bar is literally on the floor. That most people just throw like $15,000 into marketing, and they just see a return of like $50,000. But they've literally written garbage, like fucking 50 Shades of Grey or Haunted Annabelle Haunting or whatever the fuck it is. You can add me in Discord. I want to know what you think when you read it.
That's how you finish a lot of TVT games, is you just fly around with dropships and defend whatever they do. Light is in so much control at this point.
So,
there, I sent you a friend's request.
Speed can do? It feels like now this game is too far gone. Having the top left main is giving him so much momentum.
Yeah, I've seen some crazy typos in some books.
One place you can expand into now for both sides, and that's this.
I'm more of an idea person. Like, I'm terrible at grammar. I'm terrible at sentence structure. I'm terrible at everything. I'm terrible at spelling. I'm fucking dyslexic. All I care about is the idea.
Which, you know, is always maybe the most.
So, like, I have a good chance, right? Pokes his face cheek.
And
you have a good chance of what, Callie? Being awesome, because you are.
Instead, he's gonna turn that into an offensive move, either dropping this.
One was meant to be kiss, but they put kill.
Yeah,
I go to kiss him. I go to kill him.
Right now. Like, I completely understand
making
why
it.
he's doing
But
it.
you've already made
like
it, Callie.
Bases, and I think that was true a couple minutes ago. But I think at this point, like, Light just has a stranglehold on everything.
I mean, I've bought your book.
So in my opinion,
you're an
you start
affiliate
sieging
now.
Up the middle a little bit heavier, and you clear bottom right, and you. Make
I'm not as famous as Brandon Sanderson yet. Okay, Callie. That's fair. That's fair.
Up to Light's level, because if you don't, Light is going to.
But I mean, you don't have to be Brandon Sanderson level to make it.
Oh, Light wins that so easily. From here, Speed. You know, he's down in supply.
I know we all want to, and we all strive for that.
You can make like one tank at a time right now.
I want money, dang it.
Light really Just has to
But I mean,
keep
Callie, like, you don't have to be that level
keep
to
these
make,
options
like,
ready to go.
a couple $100,000 a
spot.
year from your writings. You don't need to
We
make
talked about it in
millions
other
of
TVT
dollars.
casts, but a lot of times
You only need,
know,
like, a
all
couple
you have to do
$100,000.
in TVT when you're this far ahead is just
The
drop,
problem is consistency,
wherever
because you're
they
going to make
try to attack
90%
you,
of your
drop
sales in,
you,
like, the
but
first
I
year.
guess we're
Unless it's, like, a
such
multiple series
unstoppable
book,
position here
right?
From Light that he's just going to be dropping these locations.
Oh, Miss Shadow, since you're
Yeah, he
new,
knows
you
that
haven't
it
seen
just
the
applying
title
more
for a
pressure should be
story
able to
I
end the
won't
game.
write
And,
yet.
Speed
They
is
got
just,
what
he's
they
spread
asked
so
for,
thin at
a
this
hero
point. He is such a
summoning
good
gone
economy
horribly,
that he can trade
horribly
really
right.
efficiently
Concept is
and
they
end up
summon a
winning
lawful good
I
hero
think
from
it's
a
so funny
tabletop
he's making
RPG,
Valkyries,
just
too.
such as D&D. His rigid black and
Top
white
Terran
thought
pros just love
process and
making
the
Valkyries
time
even when
frame
there's no race.
at the time
It's
focuses
kind of
him
like
to
a
kill,
deterrent of, like, I don't even
forces
wanna
him to
deal with
kill
race.
everyone
Here's some
involved in the
Valkyries.
summoning
You
for
see
abducting
You
him.
see these attacking your eBay, I don't
He
even
would
care.
become a
Just
real
don't make
person
race.
over time, but he starts
But,
as a 2D pen and ink
Light
character.
has really secured the game at this point, and Speed definitely knows that. You hear mass scans going off. We're about to see a GG. Like,
We actually saw Speed muttering to himself and scratching the back of his head earlier.
yeah.
Yeah, look
And
at
probably a
Speed.
pretty
He's like,
frustrated
fuck, I'm
moment. I
so
think
dead.
Anybody who's been good at the game, who's played somebody better than them, and you're
Okay.
having what feels like the perfect game. And honestly, the early part of this, it felt pretty perfect for Speed. I didn't even really catch until Light made the move where the mistake was defensively. But man, once he found that, he just ripped him to shreds. And here we are watching Speed basically get suffocated out of this game.
Told you
He's got
guys
this
Light was
center
going to
left
win.
base, which is pretty mineral rich.
It's
And
funny
he's
because it's
barely
Light
hanging on to
Speed.
6 o'clock, and that's it.
There
He
are
doesn't have
so many
anything else to
crazy
resource himself in.
combinations of names of players that are
Light literally has
hilarious.
hold position cloaked rates over his
That would be
top
interesting.
base. And if
Sean has
just
some great
really goes,
ideas.
like,
He's the one who gave me the
damn it,
Stoner
there's
Girl
nowhere to
evolution
go.
idea.
Yeah.
Like, and Light has choked up everything. Look at the mini map. Look at the red everywhere. This is truly Speed's last attack, and it is going to get
I think
absolutely
so.
slammed.
He's even trying to flank, and it's just
Yeah,
like a no.
I mean, there's just no way. And you
No.
can see Speed shaking his head. It's got to be a tough way to start this group. You
Yeah.
know? With
A lot of my
strong
books are
opening,
fantasy, but they
but
are
as the
off
game
of
gets
myths,
further along
so werewolves
in
and stuff like
elapsed
that.
time, it
Also,
also gets
hey
more and more
goobers,
complex and
hey
deep,
Muffin,
right?
how's it
And that's where
going? Welcome,
someone like
welcome,
Light is
buddy.
able to
How
go down
are
the
you?
rabbit hole
Did you stream
and
today,
find the answer to
Muffin?
What looked like a really, really tough game for him. And you know, now we're seeing total domination. By the way, Light knows to not even make command
Some parts of my
centers at the
book,
bottom right. Like, he knows
the
exactly how much
ideas
he needs
were
to
all
just
dreams I
force the
had.
situation to
Well,
be
that's what a lot of
speed.
people do, Miss Shadow.
He doesn't need,
Like
you know,
Twilight
every
was
base right now. He just needs to stay,
inspired
I don't know,
by
40% ahead
like
of his opponent here.
apparently a wet
and make
dream
this
from the writer,
Yeah,
from
he's
the
like,
author.
block attack,
It's like
make
use
attack.
what you know,
Like,
right?
over and over,
Write
just
what
kind
you
of
know.
rotating
Yeah,
through
some
that.
crazy
Speed trying
dreams.
once again to push up through the left side.
I have some crazy dreams.
but
The last
there's
dream
all
I
these dropships
remember,
coming up. He can just
Miss
drop on top of
Shadow,
these tanks, eliminate that
somehow
fight.
I was slurping
Nine bucks.
eggs
Speed is-
off of like
Speed is really trying to
sunny
make
side
something
up
happen, 'cause
eggs
TBT
off
is a
of
matchup where
the
there's
ground.
Insane comebacks.
Don't ask me how I got
Uh,
there.
GG.
All I know is
And I
eggs are
gotta tell
fucking
you what,
delicious.
Tasteless,
And
they're
I
both
wasn't
playing
letting that shit
very
go to
well. Like,
waste.
Speed played that very well. He beat
Slurp it
almost
right
every
up.
Terran in the
I was like,
entire
man, that's
world
fucking
with that level of
disgusting.
play.
I will
Light is just
dial
bad.
you
If the
up
flash comes
into
back,
roar. All right, let's see this. My dream last night, I was in a daze, but real life.
There's someone out there with half your talent, doing twice the work and winning. While you're hesitating, they're grinding. While you're dreaming, they're building. Every excuse you make is fuel for someone else's fire. And every second you waste is one they use to get ahead. You say you want it. Then act like it. No more waiting. No more fear. You don't need perfect conditions. Just relentless drive. You weren't born to be average. You were built to break limits. So get up, lock in, and show the world what happens when nothing can stop you.
天的に上げた筋力と支配者の手があれば
True, Callie. Absolutely fucking true.
He is the Terran god.
Like running from people
You
to
can
DayZ
feel
is in the
assault.
game.
With Speed, I mean, that's got to just
I was
be
in DayZ,
infuriating.
but real
He played
life.
so well.
His opening was so
This is a
beautiful,
game that would be
Tasteless.
worth
That sounds like a
going
good
back
time.
and looking looking at this because I don't know.
Now, did you have weapons or not?
Somehow
That's
it was
the
almost
question.
like a judo flip mid-game.
And
where
can
Speed
you
hit
can
the right,
you
shut down, and then suddenly the left side there was nothing there.
can you
It was
lucid
completely
dream?
exposed, and it was obliterated. And then we saw 2 command centers in the top left. Speed.
I
trying to
did, but
just
the
get
people
one
that
at the bottom
found
right,
me
which
had
was
more.
denied. And a
Yes,
lot
I
of that was
can.
where the
Nice.
course just changed into a trajectory.
Lucid
that
dreaming
could
is
not be
fucking
reversed.
the shit. I can't.
Wow.
I've tried. My dad and my brother can, and they tried to
Like,
teach me, but I
love
can't.
a good TVT, man. Sometimes you get some boring TVTs where it's just siege lines and stuff.
Talks
but
my
this was
tummy,
action-packed.
calves,
This
and
was a lot of
arms hurt
fun.
like hell. I can also
Just
control
a
the dream and
complete
continue
pleasure
it
there.
later on.
Light going to that winner's match.
Nice.
Probably not to anyone's surprise, except for maybe Speed.
Yeah, my brother
but yeah,
can't like
next
control
up, we are
it, but
gonna
he
have
does
the
have like
Zerg
to be
versus
continued
Zerg,
dreams,
Larva versus Soma.
and then he'll like come
Best
back
of
to them.
one,
I have
man.
lucid
Anything
dream,
can
but I keep
happen,
getting
but
too
I
excited and I
generally
wake
like
up.
Soma and
It's hard to
ZDZ.
do sometime. Trick is think of it over
Yeah,
and
I tend
over
to
before
agree.
you pass
I
out.
think someone might be a little bit stronger here, but we will have the answer to that question in a little bit here.
My
Guys,
mind
more
is
of your
always
matchups
wandering
to
on my
come.
own
We'll be right back.
worlds when I fall asleep. But then again, it's like, you know, if like they say, if you didn't dream, it's not you didn't dream, it's you didn't remember your dream. You dream every night, at least if you have REM sleep. Then if you enter REM sleep, you'll dream even if you don't remember it. I also have premonitions. Ooh, nice. Tapping into that extra sense, the third eye. I have had some fucked up premonitions though, Miss Shadow. Like, okay, I'm gonna explain how mine work, and you tell me if it's the same for you. So something fucked up happens, like a car crash. Some sort of, like, you did something that you didn't want to do. Like, you accidentally... I have a temper. I have a fucking temper. I got pissed off and I punched someone I shouldn't have punched. You know? I threw a fucking tantrum when I shouldn't have thrown a tantrum. And the thought in my head is, oh, fuck, if only I could have done this again. And then I wake up. And I swear to fucking God, I have literally gone back in time just to relive the exact same event, knowing that it's gonna happen, and it still fucking happens. It's like reverse deja vu. And it's like, none of my dreams are like that vivid, that real, to the point that I can remember my own thoughts inside of the dream. And 3 of the main scars on my body are from those dreams. I flipped my car upside down and wound up in a ditch when I was a delivery driver. I worked in a mill when I was 21, and I crushed my foot in a hydraulic stacker. I tried to do a double backflip on my trampoline, and I almost lost my left arm.
We're back, everybody. ZDZ time. This should be a fun one.
Yeah, and all of those were like
kind of different styles overall.
literally, it was like months earlier, but I had a dream about it fucking happening. And I had the exact same thoughts going through my head the entire fucking time.
His long career of,
and it's like I had this scar on my elbow from
like a hive guy,
trampoline, because we had, it's like
the
the way the bars go together are kind of like this. There's this prong sticking out, and it literally, my knees touched my ears. I bounced backwards, and the reason I didn't fly off of the trampoline was because the thing caught in my arm and stopped me. And the doctor said if it was like a centimeter the other way and it hit this, it would have completely destroyed my fucking elbow, and I probably would have lost my arm. Same with like my foot, except the only person who was around was the
really
forklift driver. And the number one thing you do in an emergency is you turn off the power. But when you turn off the power on a hydraulic lift, it drops. So if you had followed normal like emergency procedures, I would have lost my foot. But the forklift driver knew to lift up the hydraulic lift.
In between like an aggressive Zerg and a macro Zerg. So I generally tend to go with more aggressive Zergs in ZVC.
Yeah, those are my stories.
Have the advantage.
And then there's other ones that are kind of like smaller, more personal, on like a relationship, like interpersonal kind of stuff. Like conversations that I've had with people that have literally ended friendships, like decade-long friendships. Not my fault, though. It's the Galatians 4:16.
Okay.
I have told you the truth, and now I'm your enemy.
The bottom, both sharing the right side of the map. Both of them with their
fucking sucks,
heading towards
but
each other.
I don't.
All right. So they're gonna scout each other right away.
I don't let people live in their delusions. I confront people over their shit and say, nah, if you want to be friends, you got to get over your shit. Because this is literally affecting me as your fucking friend. Because I care about you, and I don't want you to go down that road.
I'll tell you what.
So,
I prefer, like, north-south or east-west,
So, in the dream, I was helping a town prepare to evacuate, like gathering food and survival stuff. When I woke up, I messaged a friend, but did not tell him the dream.
Is where the overlords would go in different directions to get to naturals, and this is, like, symmetric.
My delusion is that I'm actually a good writer. Oh my god, me too, Callie! Holy shit, we're twinning!
Snap out of it,
we're twinning!
Foot on the keyboard. You were there in person when it happened.
That's that was a fun event, man.
I showed you guys that when Larva put his foot on the keyboard and played with his foot. He then tells me he had a dream, and he was also helping a town that was gathering the ammo and guns. Damn, that's intense, Miss Shadow.
But we got to hang out with him down there, and he played.
I had a friend who had a dream that she thought she was dreaming about her daughter.
Best of the West, and in fact there was some.
And she'd have the same dream like every single night for like 7 years. And then she met this guy. And just out of nowhere, he, like, after, like, a year of, like, knowing him, they're kind of, like, falling in love kind of thing. And he was, like, told her that he for, like, last 10 years, he had this dream about this girl that he thought it was his daughter. And it was literally the exact same description. It was like, that is fucked up, dude. I don't know if they're still together, but, because I kind of fell out of being friends with them. But, crazy shit.
His foot on the
but it talks has gotten lazy. It hasn't called me out yet. The next day was the first day of the Ukraine war.
Like, what does this mean?
Damn.
Respected him. I'm like, ugh, get away from me.
Get away from me, you loser.
Yeah. Good lord. Yeah.
I don't like fun.
This is a computer game tournament. Be serious.
All right, I gotta go check on my food. I'll be right back.
So worried about me. Like, yeah, like that. Seriously, man. So, this is interesting. So, Soma's going to hide the hatchery. And, you know, whenever you see these Overlord scouting paths, and I was even saying earlier, well, they're both going to have the same information. That's true, but they only have the information in the generally very predictable, obviously very slow-paced trajectory the Overlords move it. So, you see a lot of this sort of hidden tech just out of eye shot that's used in a way that you just don't see in other matchups. Now, this time the Overlord's going to see it, which is a big deal. So that's actually like a pro scouting move right there, because you know there should be a second hatchery. You don't know where, which creates a situation that I always like casting this in ZVZ, is the 2-hatch in main versus 2-hatch expand build.
Yeah. Which
feels very much like the 2-hatch in main player is pressed to come up with a solution quicker, and the 2-hatch in main, 2-hatch one on a new base player needs to be ready to survive whatever comes or match the aggression. There's actually more than one ways to handle this, but I want to see how Soma tries to play this out.
Well, yeah, I think Soma needs, like you said, to do something. Larva's actually coming down with his lings. I don't think he should be attacking here at all. Like, he's already got the advantage because he will have a second geyser. So he can end up making more mutas, right? So it's kind of weird to me that that's how he wants to go about this coming down here. It looks like Soma is going to open this up. You know, obviously he's got
Ribs are almost ready.
But yeah, if Larva,
when you look at everything that's happening in the world today, it's like everyone said, Asmon's gonna go on break and the fucking World War III is gonna happen. Asmon goes on break, fucking Charlie Kirk gets assassinated. Like, what the fuck?
Realistically, in this situation,
the timeline we live in, guys, I don't even know what to say about it. Like, it's when Asmon comes back, it is gonna be like the biggest,
it does feel
like,
a little bit greedy, right?
holy shit
like
moment.
If all you have to do is survive this, and you have.
Fox, how should I do this? 3 clips from each of my favorite animes.
4 drones, and one of them mining's gas. Sorry, 4 drones on gas.
I'm not sure, Callie.
3 is what I'm trying to get at here.
I'm not sure what your goal is.
You know, that's all you need. And he's going to make a creep colony. Soma is, I think, basically...
I want to hide in a tiny home away from everyone.
One thing that Larva could do that would thwart this...
oh, wouldn't that be nice, right?
The Surge are going to come in. They're parked right on top. And they just want to have one for each muta, and that's exactly what they get. Soma is so good.
Yeah.
Don't worry, guys. We learned that 3 is the number. We know how many it takes to snipe. I think that Soma might just win.
Yeah, it looks.
Yeah,
like
he has the advantage now.
Like, that was perfect with his skirt.
I could if I get like 10K.
They instantly kill the mutas, and that should be.
Yeah, see, that would be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, very straightforward
but
game.
That's
just one guy knowing perfectly what to
hopeful,
do.
Right?
One,
I mean,
you know, kind of maybe
just
keep
trucking. Best thing is to find as many.
counterattack
My dad got
by the
40K
way, we should have
acres
a
in the
sunken
middle of
colony
nowhere.
here for,
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, look at this.
That's sick.
Well, what are you going to do? What are the Lings going to do now? Kill this
just need to build a cabin on it.
I think it's going to be GG.
It's funny because I was talking about how he's a cognitive Zerg larva, but like, I don't know. Sometimes people, even smart people, miss the fundamentals, right? It's like, oh, you have more gas, so defend. And then he just doesn't, and he dies. And it's like, oh, okay, why though? Like, why didn't you just, you know, defend? You know, a lot of people when they're playing, when you're playing a fast layer, and you have an expansion.
You're right back. All right, sounds good. Probably shed conversion.
We'll
True.
see a sun can go up, right?
Start small and then work your way up from there, right?
Score, he probably wins the game.
It was strange, man. You know, Larva's still fighting right now, but the drone count is so painfully low. He's going to have the Mutalisks come up here. I think the drone count is now, what, under 5?
It's super low, yeah. Soma doesn't even care that the Scourge can kill his mutas at this point because he can trade them terribly. Because he's just killing the very last ones that exist.
You wouldn't understand my goal because I intend to blind the world with my drive. To run faster and faster and my feet scorch the ground. Until no one, no matter where they started, can catch up to me.
And he's going to be ready for these.
It's a great plan, Callie.
And I think with that,
start with one thing a day. 1% improvement every day.
You know, Soma just bringing a much more robust game. And you know, in some ways, that ZVZ
we knew it was going to be Soma Light in the Soma Light. Now this is the game I'm looking forward to. TVT, blah. ZVZ, blah. ZVT? Oh, fuck yeah. Let's go, guys. Is he going to do Crazy Zerg? I have no idea. Soma, I don't know Soma's style. Is it the same? Has it changed? Is he going to go? I mean, he does really like his Mutamicro.
Killed the drones. Basically did so much damage that even when it felt like Larva might recover, he just doesn't have the same kind of workers. You know, ZVZ can slow down to a point where you are basically getting both. Or you cannot get both attacking units and workers. You know, you just are too strained.
Yeah. Well, that was pretty one-sided, which means that we are going to have an absolutely great match coming up next. Light versus Soma for that first spot in the next round. You can't really ask for a better Terran versus Zerg than what we're about to see here. And I mean that in so many ways.
This literally, this match, we've had 4 championship matches. Sulky versus Effort.
Yeah, I think Light might still be
Mini versus Snow.
Should be a close match.
This is going to be Soma versus Light.
Larva versus Speed down
and
here.
the other
Yeah, that's gonna be a good match,
one...
Yeah, it does feel like very much so. Larva's a little bit outclassed in ZVZ right now. Looked good, but you know maybe didn't have
Best
quite
versus...
on that situation. We'll be right back.
This is Terran. Probably Royal. Either Royal or Barracks.
What's up,
I
everybody?
got my food.
One of these two players is about to get one of the two last spots here in the round of 8. This is going to be a Zerg versus Terran. This could be the best Zerg versus Terran in the ASL this season. I mean, these guys are so strong. Both have very, very interesting approaches. And I think it's tough to call who's better. I was saying before the break, maybe Light is a little bit stronger, but there's been seasons, and you know, it might have been a couple years ago too, but where Soma looked really good. There was a period where Soma was just nipping at the heels of the position of the best Zerg player in the world.
Absolutely.
And you know, of course, we had Sulky come in here and kind of steal the show. Sulky had literally 2 years of dominance, but Sulky's out now, and this could be Soma's moment to shine.
Well, the reason we haven't seen him because he was in the military, so it makes perfect sense. He's back now, and I think he's going to reclaim his spot as one of the best Zergs in the world, and I think we're going to see him put out a great series here against Light. I would tend to agree with you. I do think Light is a bit stronger than Soma, but Soma, like, shouldn't be underestimated. Like, if he plays a really solid game here, he can beat Light.
It's going to be fun. Map 1 will be Radion. We'll go to Metropolis and Dominator for Map 2, and if we get Map 3, in this best of 3, no more best of 1s. We're in the next phase here of Group D with Light versus Soma. Guys, let's get into Game 1.
I don't like that I have to set these to 10 bits each.
Some in the bottom right and cross spawns.
For what, Callie?
We didn't mention the plug at the start of the show, but we are going to mention it here now, guys. Consider signing up for our Patreon, patreon.com/ASL English. Whatever you're willing to give, we really appreciate it. This is the best way to support us and what we're doing specifically and preserving the past, present, and future here of StarCraft 1. And so we would love to earn your support, whatever you're willing to give a month. And, you know, if you can't give anything a month, consider just following the account. You'll get notifications for when the games drop. You know, so, yeah, consider joining us.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys. And Soma here is really the proof that there's a bright future in StarCraft. People ask, like, oh, there's not enough rotation of, like, newer players. And to that, I just say, you know, it takes a really long time to get this good. Soma is not an ex-pro. Like, he is the first of the new generation that joined the top pros. And, you know, I've had a lot of people come to my stream and stuff and ask, like, oh, isn't it kind of unfair, though? Because, like, it takes a long time to, or, like, a lot of these new guys that are really good don't get to join into the pro leagues and play regularly with people like Light or Snow or whoever. But the thing is, it comes down to the skill. And Soma, like, he rose up so strongly, he gets to play with everybody. Because, like, you don't ignore someone that is this good. And in fact, before he went to the military, when he said he was going, I remember a lot of people were saying, like, oh, Zerg's dead now. Because Soma is literally the strategic leader of the race. Yep. Kind of like what Light does.
And then Sulky came the fuck out of nowhere and just swept.
Military, where, like, he makes the
he was like it's like Soma tapped in Sulky, and then he tapped him back out. Soma's like, sorry, bro, my turn.
And we have other players that are rising up like that right now. I think Paralyzed for Protoss, Motive for Protoss. You know, over on the Terran side, we have a ton of up-and-coming Terran players. Scan, you know, definitely one of those.
Scan?
Barracks,
I swear even
really
Speed is.
Of those, although he was
BTS?
before.
Which is true.
Yeah, it's
from
StarCraft
it's exciting,
2, man, because like Soma is one of the new guard, and you know I think he is someone that there is not a doubt in my mind, just like with Snow, that he.
I did have a werewolf isekai
There's
idea. A female martial artist gets isekai'd, then before she ever finds a settlement, she's attacked by a werewolf. She wins, but not without getting bit.
Well,
she is allowed into town, but only briefly, as she was bitten. Then, when the werewolves attack the town en masse, she shows up to defend them. Not even the alpha can control her, because she is an alpha herself.
And then, we talk about, well, there, like, I'm really glad you're bringing this up, Arto. So Soma is new generation StarCraft 1 Pro. But, there was a lot of players that were world class from that Jaedong Flash, Bisu era, that I would have imagined would have been right here, right now, and they are obsolete.
Yeah.
The landscape is changing. There's players from, 5 years ago, which really wasn't that long in the grand scheme of StarCraft. New players that have popped up and other players that have
my
fallen
peer
off,
gave me the idea to become a meditation
very
exercise writing streamer, dude.
And I would say
That's a good idea, Callie. Meditation,
StarCraft
and you could do like sprints and then exercise and then meditation.
Is healthier than, I think,
all of the things, because you're like working out your body, you're working out your soul, and you're working out your mind. Callie, that's fucking genius.
People are gonna get upset, but like, there's a really nice rotation of fresh blood, of old players, and then people kind of coming in and coming out, depending on where they are, in their own ability, as well as where they are in their lives. Everybody's, older and much busier now. But, so it's an exciting thing. It's an exciting thing in StarCraft. And, I think for people, by the way, if you're new to StarCraft 1, you're watching this, welcome. It's never too late to join. But, like, yeah, I mean, don't think
you guys will learn. It only happens twice a year.
Or that there's any
but you guys will eventually learn the ways of StarCraft.
Dude, I didn't know Sophie was going to win 2 years in a row. That's insane to me. Yeah. I thought we would never have anybody do that ever again. And, almost immediately into the absence of Flash, which is crazy.
Yeah.
So, I think a lot of times people in these gaming metas, in the state of their favorite esport, in all that, people are very locked in on what they think the future is going to be like, and that it's going to look like what it is now, but you never know. And that's why these tournaments are so exciting, is you can come back to the same game and see the same, not the same story.
So my thing with meditation is that people might find meditation difficult because they're doing the wrong type of meditation.
See, what we learn about the game change, and who's able to stay on top of it.
Totally, and I think that will continue to change. It's slow. It's slow to change because these players are so good. Everyone's been playing for so long, man. Like, Light he's like Bisu. He never went to StarCraft 2. Light has been one of the best
meditation
players
is clear
in the world
mind
for about 20 years. Like 2006, I want to see, is when Light first came on my radar. So like that's almost 20 years that he has been one of the top players. So of course you can't just come up and pass him right away. So anyways, let me talk about these builds just for a second. Light has walled in. He's gone for the very normal +1 4-Rax build. So he's going to have +1 attack quickly. Lots of Marines and medics trying to pressure Soma. Soma has gone 2-hatch Muta with the 3rd hatch in main and making his 3rd base in the bottom left here. And Light's trying to figure out where that's at because his build is engineered to apply a lot of pressure against that. Two things I really need to know. First off, 3rd hatch in the main base tells us Soma is going to try an army crushing type of strategy like we see from Sulky. He's going to try to destroy the Marine Medic Ball when it comes out. With Light, you see the respect for Soma's mutas. He has more turrets than he normally makes with this build order. At his natural, at his barracks, at his main base. A lot of times people go like 2-1-3, like 2 in the main, 1 at the barracks, 3 at the natural. He has like 4 or 5 at the natural already, 2 at the barracks already, and at least 2 at the main. So like he's really respecting Soma's mutas as he should. Soma has excellent mutas.
So he's going to let that stim chase those mutas, let that dissipate to where the Marines slow back down. And he's kind of found a funny little weak spot. The barracks in the bottom left pops Marines out in a position where they can be sniped. So that gives him an opportunity to constantly come in there and get 1 free kill on the Marines. Now this is 4-Rax Marine, will eventually go up to 5. And and he's just trying to make sure that he can keep Terran under control enough. I did not actually check the scans here.
Yeah.
But I'm curious, does he see the hatchery in the bottom left yet? Does he know where that is?
I think he's narrowed it down because a Marine hit top right, and Soma was super on top of stopping the SCV that went to the bottom left. So I think he's looking at this and saying, okay, bottom left is probably where it is. He did scan the main base just to double check on hive timings, because there are some funny things that could happen there. And notice how he's not moving too far out. He's identified the amount of hatcheries that there are. I think he knows what Soma's plan is here. And you can see all these units coming out of the hatcheries. Look at the mini-map, right? You see a bunch of lings coming up to the side over here. Soma, and look at this. Dude, they're both playing, like, perfectly right now. Like, Soma's going in. Yeah, he's getting his damage. He's actually going for a counterattack. So, okay, this is insane because he actually has enough to kill this base. But Light has enough to kill everything he has in bottom right. This is a true base trade that we're looking at. Both of the players
only 2 sunks inbound.
They're both super close to winning and losing right now.
Yeah, this is becoming very, very chaotic. I almost wonder if it would have been better to make the sunks on the high ground here versus the low ground, but I guess everything's always 20/20 in hindsight. So the Marines, I mean, this is such a strong amount of Marines. It's going to be very difficult to actually fight this. The Lings are basically killing everything that Light has. Light's going to try to move up the ramp, and it's important.
Oh, that was so bad.
As well as he possibly can, because if the number can be whittled down just enough, it's possible with a few more Lings hatching, you can make this work. But the ramp also acts as a bottleneck, which really punishes the melee units as the Lings.
Yeah, Light's in a better position here. He has a lot of missile turrets at his natural, and don't forget he has 1 barracks at his natural from the wall initially. Yep. So he still has some unit production. When stuff like this happens, a lot of times Zerg will still win in this position because Terran can't get a Marine out, and then Zerglings kill the turrets. But that's not the case here. Light is, see that? He's making a bunker. He's just going to pop a fire bat and some Marines in there. And, I mean, his Marines are going to clear up everything else. Soma's got 1 base in the bottom left. And that, I don't think it'll be quite enough to clear the amount of Marines that Light has on the map.
Sure, Callie.
Dude, this is crazy.
If you post it here, it might get, disappear over time, though.
He's got 1 Hydrogen.
Before I'm done eating.
There's not going to be a layer to upgrade lurkers. And, yeah, this 1 bunker should just be enough. Keep in mind, the Marines and the medics can always go back home and just defend. And, we're talking about full infrastructure, damaged buildings, not a lot of SCVs, but compared to what? A Zerg coming from, as if the game started right now. Basically, that's what the Zerg has. That plus a bunch of units that we're watching.
Now, he wants to stop Valkyries from being made.
He's trying to detect a Valkyrie.
Yeah. A single Valkyrie can just win the game here. And so he's trying really hard to stop this. Light is going to attack to bottom left, so the mutas are going to have to go down and deal with that. He needs to go right now. He has to go bottom left right now, or he's going to lose. It's as simple as that. He has a... Unless he decides to just hide extractors.
Hey,
he
Cal,
has an extractor that's natural that I think Light's already seen. He has one main, I think Light's already seen.
Super
but he might be able to
the
pop
support.
a drone out and like make one somewhere else.
Just eating, watching some Starcraft.
Light is
so
just
crazy.
Yeah, I think Light's
best
just
base trade of all time.
Here. Yeah, see, he's trying to make some more extractors. He's got no money left. Should just cancel whatever's in those eggs.
Yeah, you can see the mutas are going to come back across the map, but that relieves a lot of pressure over here on the main, which should allow Light to recover in that regard too.
Now,
good targeting.
Yeah, the Lings come in, so he actually saves the hatchery.
But he has no money. Oh, he has 4 drones
and 3 minerals. He should not have let those Hydras finish. That was really weird to allow that. But
that was crazy to allow that.
I'm sorry.
But I mean,
yeah, he had 4 above. I remember that now. Yeah, they showed that. But now comes the meters are going to come back. He can eliminate the main. He has a few Lings, but there's at least a fire bat in the bunker. I bet you there's a Marine in the bunker too.
Well, also, I think this. Oh my God, he's got to repair this. He needs to get this Valkyrie out. Hold on a second.
Wow. Is he going to get it?
No. Okay, he gets the 1 Valkyrie. He just needs to put that on hold position, basically. I always feel like we got to mention that there's been more Valkyrie miscontrolled than any other unit in the game. It's definitely not the easiest unit to manage. The Lings are going to come up. Keep in mind, SCVs can't quite repair as easily just because of the way the landscape is laid out here with the buildings. Am I wrong about this? Don't you just want this on hold position? Why is he like trying to moving shot this?
Because you can't.
Oh my God.
So basically, like the Valkyrie range is not that great. So you actually need it to slide backwards. He can't protect the starport and have it protected by the missile turrets. He needs to do the micro to slide it back over the missile turrets, and he wasn't able to do that. Oh my God!
He's going to send one fire bat.
Dude, that was the one fire bat he had in the bunker.
Yeah. And he's just stimming this over and over to try to get it down here as fast as possible. There are, you know, maybe 10 drones. Now, to keep in mind, you know, every time you stim the fire bat, it's going to lose HP. Drones can actually kill that. Decent. Oh, maybe not so decent control. Oh, God. Okay, he's going to stim. Oh, my God. I think this was a mistake to actually stim this that much.
Yeah, 100%.
He gets one.
He should have just walked it down.
He's waiting for the wear off.
I mean, even getting a couple kills and some lost mining time is helpful. And he's going to run this way. He's going to make the mutas actually chase him as much as possible. And now Light with 2 barracks. I do think Light ends up winning this. One base Zerg is like
so
the
crazy
thing in the whole game.
Well, okay, so I think you're probably right, but you know he's got enough mutas that he can really get a lot done here. If the Terran reclaims the main, the game probably is over. We don't have a situation where the Terran is low on minerals in any way, you know, for how long we expect to be here, where that could really be a factor. And we're going to go up to a 3rd, a 4th, maybe even a 5th Valkyrie. And, you know, the issue is eventually you can't have Valkyries that the Mutalisks melt. And the bigger question for the Zerg would be, can you tech into something in the meanwhile? Remember that, you know, we have Mutalisks on the map, but we don't have Mutalisk tech in the game, so you can't.
Yeah, he needs another layer, he needs another spire.
Which means if you kill all of the Mutalisks, you could kill all of the Overlords, you could lock Zerg out of making anything. You know, one fire bat could then move across the map, or a Marine, or anything you want, and just kill the Zerg because they wouldn't be able to make anything. It would be an execution the moment that more Overlords popped out of the
this is so
only
crazy
hatchery that's available right now. You know, so that appears to be an inevitability.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I guess, you know, that one fire bat going across the map, man, you know, it's that forcing the Mutalisks back. I almost think it would have been better to use the drones to just try to kill that.
Yeah.
Because at least then you had the Mutalisks making it impossible to build in the main. The natural expansion doesn't have a lot of surface area, so you're basically only able to have like 1 to 2 barracks, maybe the starport and all that. So Light's going to move out. This is probably the bare minimum to take that fight. Oh,
GG.
boy.
Yeah, that's game.
Okay, I think GG's here.
What a game, though. What a
Damn.
game.
That was sick.
That was, it was.
I really like that.
Yeah, it was a really interesting choice on Soma's side, I think, because he saw exactly what Light was doing. He had the right hatchery count, and he decided he was ultra decisive.
Today is workout day. Really nice, Callie. Hell yeah.
And he jumped on it, and he actually, I thought Light was going to roll, but Soma made it very close. You can see how strong his Mutalisks are. Like the fact that he just was killing everything, and he got like the first couple Valkyries, even with the mutas, with mass turrets around and everything. Really, really well done. Very impressive from both sides.
I love that game. I really like how you were saying earlier that they were both playing perfectly.
Yeah.
Like when we saw this shot of, I think it was 6 Marines and then the 2 turrets protecting the barracks, right when Light was going to push out. Like he knew exactly how many to have back at home. I'm like, oh my God.
All right,
so
Callie,
good.
let's
But
see
then
these.
So
there's this one, and this one.
This comeback is more than personal. It's an apology to myself.
The way you cry like a baby all day long. Aren't you ashamed of yourself? Good for nothing. Any effort spent on you is an absolute waste of time. I hate even looking at you, so get out! Why are you even here? Why do you insist on clinging on like a patch of mold?
If you mess up or cry, or run away even once, everyone says, oh, this guy's no good, and walk away.
It's all right to cry, or go off by yourself.
Just don't ever give up. Believe in yourself.
It's been a while, hasn't it? Zenitsu.
No matter what stands before me. No matter what it may take.
This is the actual... See, this is going to take me back here. Well... That one didn't quite work, Callie.
Knock on the door to someone's heart. No matter how much you knock on the door to someone's heart, in the end, you can't change them. Which is why you have to be the one to change yourself. When the world around you isn't following your plan, the only way to fix it is to fix you. If I can't see the light that leads to the goal, then I need to become the light.
Shit is so fucking annoying. Why does it make me do this shit every fucking time?
The ninth wielder of what is the ninth wielder? Izuku Midori. Izuku Midori.
Why does it not let you go back to the beginning and just like pause the fucking video? God, it's so annoying.
Is the ninth wielder of One for All, a crystallization of powers. It's no surprise he's the most important asset in this battle.
How do you ride like you're running out of time? Right day and night like you're running out of time. Every day you fight like you're running out of time. Like you're running out of time. Are you running out of time? How do you ride like tomorrow won't arrive? How do you ride like you needed to survive? How do you ride every second you're alive? Every second you're alive. Every second you're alive.
Nice.
Someone just committed down, and so Light just went for the dive and powered through. That was a great
awesome!
Until someone decided the counterattack, I think.
True, that's why I love anime, Callie.
And maybe even that was the best
I
choice.
wish I could add these without them being bits.
Okay, we're gonna go to Metropolis now for game 2 here.
I'm sure you can, Callie.
With a 1-0 lead, but man, was it close. Man, oh man, was it close. And like we were saying, a game that it looked like both sides basically played
Use
perfectly.
them as channel
And
redeem
they both saw an
points.
opportunity, went for each other's jugulars.
Like mine.
And it became a
Or can you not upload
down
it to
the-
Twitch because it's
the last
copyright?
pair game back there. I mean, that was just insane. So let's go into game 2, see if someone can pull it back or if Light is going to just ease right out of this group. Both players sharing the left side of the map. Light
Damn
in the top,
cheers.
Soma in the bottom.
I was actually just like thinking of how much fun I had watching that game and how close that was, and all. I've actually seen other Light Soma matches like that looked similar, and just how strong they are against each other. And then the thought popped in my head, Tasus, that was so funny that I had to laugh. I'm like, Light's wife is so lucky. She's so lucky to be married to such a beast of a Terran player. God, he's good. I hope she appreciates what she has, okay? My
so
poor
funny.
wife over here watching me every night get upset, losing half my ladder games, man. And then, Light's wife just watching these tournament games where he's like just killing the best Zergs in the world. It's crazy.
So funny.
You know you're Terran-brained when.
I mean, these guys have been crazy good games here so far. I'm really enjoying our matches. I guess we got to see if this game is going to be as perfect to the T as the last one was. Nobody was making any mistakes. And then they both saw an opportunity to maybe attack the other side. you know, someone did a great job hiding his lings for long enough that Light thought, okay, well, I'm going to try to push out more. You haven't tried to kill my army yet. I've got enough. The counterattack, you know, it was beautiful by Soma. At the same time, I guess it would have been nice maybe for him to make this. I mean, this is, of course, I'm not trying to be too critical here, but maybe make the sunken colonies on the high ground versus the low ground there.
Sure, yeah.
But I mean, that's so hard to know to do.
You don't hit that many positions that look like that, because like Soma beats most Terrans like that, and Light crushes most Zergs like that. But we're literally watching, like, my opinion, number 2 Zerg to Sulky, and better in those positions than Sulky. Sulky would have gone for an army crush 100% of the time there. He like that's not really in Sulky's toolbox as much, that counterattack in that position. That was like super brave of Soma, and you have to actually appreciate bravery in this game as well, where it's like you might look at a position and be like, yeah, this is maybe, you look at it between like just 2 players of similar skill. I would give Zerg a very low percentage to win that, but he actually made it very, very close from just great execution and sharp decision making. I can't say enough
StarCraft
about
1
that.
doesn't have.
Yeah.
StarCraft 1 doesn't have the same level of base trades as like StarCraft 2.
Yeah.
That's neither good nor bad. In fact, I don't think either of us had used the term base trade until StarCraft 2 came out, because it was a very rare thing to have 2 guys eliminating each other's bases. You know, to the point where, you know, base, I guess there's base race, and then there's also base trade, where, you know, you're killing each other's bases off, and you have workers scrambling to a side that you're attacking to try to build your own infrastructure where you're destroying their base. So I guess they are 2 different terms, but that was one of those moments where we actually had a base race over there that was pretty insane. And I think part of the reason why StarCraft 1's not as prone to games like that is because it's harder to traffic everything around the map. I mean, one of the things that you can do in a counterattack like that is force them to run back and defend, right? Okay, hold on a second.
Wait, these can be copyrighted. And, you know, yes, Callie, that's the problem. Twitch won't let you upload copyright content.
Out here. No, never mind. I should have known better. Zergling's always going to win.
One of his Marines, actually, he clicked it to the side, and it did not move, and it did not shoot, or he actually would have won that. There was just like a slight error in micro there from Light. Good thing for some of them. I was actually nervous while you were talking. I was watching. I'm like, those better be Zerglings in there, or you might lose this game to these 4 Marines. that happens sometimes where, like, that's like one of the freest Terran victories right now, is your opponent just over drones and doesn't check, and you just walk out with your first 4 Marines. It's like a pretty common tactic because Zergs are so greedy, but doesn't quite work there for Light, and Soma blocks it well.
We've got a drone moving here to the bottom right. By the way, Soma going with very mainline third bases.
I was so excited!
At least in the last game. We'll see if he does that here.
I know, that's the biggest problem, Callie. Copyright is such bullshit.
This is, you know, this...
It fucks with everything.
Interesting option Zerg have is, you know... Do they make the Zerg... Sorry, do they make the third base in an easy-to-defend location that's predictable, in a hard-to-find location that's pushable, in a completely obscure location that is impossible to defend entirely, but if it's not scouted, they will have it for a longer time. And in this case, you know, he's instead going for a more attackable third base that's going to be harder to find. Now, when I say that, if you get this base up and get a bunch of defenses, then yes, you will get the main that it's connected to for free.
You know that that saying, it's like hard decisions, easy life, easy decisions, hard life? Have you heard this before, where it's like about working hard when you're young or something like that? Well, that's what this base is. Hard third, easy fourth. Easy third, hard fourth. So that's kind of like the theory behind this position, where it's like, yeah, that'll be harder to hold against this build. But if you do, man, that 4th base comes up real quick, and you're in good position.
Yeah. You're going to have a very smooth late game, you know, as long as you can stop double drop ship, which is, by the way, insanely strong on this map. Double or quad drop ship, because the mains are so big.
Incredibly important move that we'll probably see if this game goes on. I think we're going to see pretty quick Hydralisk Den. In fact, I think he might have already started it here. Because if you're going to play like this with that base and there's no extra macro hatch in the main or anything, like,
I saw someone else do it.
The +1 4-ax from Light will just bowl through what you're making really, really quickly.
Then you
Like,
should
he's gonna
ask
get
them,
rained up,
Callie.
he'll
I
get
have
up to,
no
like,
idea. I'm not good at that kind of stuff.
18 to 20
I'm
Marines,
actually
and he
fucking
should be
terrible
able
at
to
that
just
kind
push
of
across
stuff.
the map. Okay, we see a lot of Sunkens going down. Oh, this actually wasn't a 4X. My bad. This is actually just a normal Academy build.
Yeah. The mutas just tear right through here, not respecting the two
Soma's
turrets, and
fucking
instead just
mutas.
occupy this area. We got another counterattack, Artosis. This time there are 3 sunken colonies that are going to finish before the infantry can get there, and Soma is now just going to tear apart the defenses over the barracks.
I'm out.
All
right, Sean, have a good night. Take care. Thanks for coming by and helping out. Giving some ideas. He's attacking his own.
But I think he's too late. And a light makes the extremely painful call to just abandon this.
The walk
after
of shame.
taking so much damage. Yes, the walk of shame.
As the Marines go back. He actually very smartly got a bunker at his barracks. It's a very rare move, but going to be the quickest, strongest defense he can get because he knows the mutas will come back. Light's screwed already. Soma has already completely outdone him. Like, he is...
I mean,
Light
this
is
is
super
crazy.
dead, man. He has lost so many SCVs. His economy is complete garbage. Wow.
Yeah, like, I don't know that you're going to be able to recover. By the way, when the Marines get this low, this is when you can take advantage of, like, a depot hanging out here and just attack that and let the glaives hit the Marines. It's so funny. I think Light's probably going to die out. I think that the SCVs can be killed so quickly over time. You can see the turrets. There's no way to defend them now. The mutas are nearly able to wipe them out immediately. The overlords being pulled back are going to see the attack out again. But of course, oh boy. When you see Marines moving out like this, all you have to do is make more sunken colonies.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You can see Light is barely mining at this point, and Soma's making more sunks. Look at this. His extra mutas are picking off some of the straggling Marines. This game is super over. Really, really one-sided game here from Soma.
I love this creep colony in the front.
Yeah.
This is because Marines in the back are going to attack that instead of being pulled forward. This is a bit of a pathing punishment, but it's one of the things that makes StarCraft 1 so beautiful. He kills that, and he forces, now he's got the Marines attacking up here. There's going to be more sunken colonies than Marines in a second. GG, Light goes down. We're tied up 1-1.
So this was actually
the big one. Who's coming out? Who's coming out?
Rare from him. The one thing you'll notice, Light has a lot of coaching videos out where he coaches other Terrans in Terran vs. Zerg in the fundamentals that everyone screws up. And what he messed up here is, like, you're supposed to be scanning the natural more than anywhere else against Zerg. And one of the most important things, if you see them start putting down a lot of Sunkens, you need to make more missile turrets. Because the only reason they put down more Sunkens is to defend your Marines so their mutas can dive harder. And that's exactly what happened there. And Light just, like, I don't know, he either didn't scan it or he underestimated what Soma was capable of doing here. But that was a fundamental error, really. Like, I mean, that's how people should play. If they make a bunch of defensive structures, you should make some more as well. There's a to and fro that exists in StarCraft. There's a reason why everyone's doing everything, unless you're playing on ladder at C rank or something, you know.
Yeah, then it's absolutely
then it's completely random and nothing makes any sense.
It's trying to communicate with a schizophrenic brain. Don't even try.
Don't even try.
So, we've got one more game. It is crazy that you can have two of the best players in the whole world and they have a game like that. You know, basically you just get him to tap out. I love the no respect to the two turrets go right up into the main. You know, I think Soma was doubly more careful to have sunken colonies ready for the counterattack, because Light has shown today behaviorally he's very willing to try to go for a base race. All right, guys, we're going to go into game 3. Let's do this. One of these two players is moving on to the round of 8.
Dominator. 1 8 2 8 3 8 4 5 8 6 9 7 8 1 8 2 8 3 8 4 8 1 8 2 8 3 8 4 8 1 8 2 8 3 8 4 8 1 8 2 8 3 8 4 8.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, I have something I want to say about that still as we get into Dominator with Soma top
Please,
left
go ahead.
and Light at the bottom left. So I see more errors from pro gamers in positions like that than almost any other type of position. Here, let me try to explain that, right? So Light, macro-wise, there's no one better at Light at making Marine Medic. Like, he's the same level as Flash in that regard. Like, he can make, and we've said that since, like, ASL Season 2 or so. It's like, yeah, Light is as good at SK Terran as anyone, including Flash. He is just that good. But, like, I think what this does for a lot of people, and I think that this occurs a lot in Protoss versus Terran, it happens in Terran versus Zerg, and it happens in Zerg versus Protoss, where you kind of have the attacker's advantage, and if you're really, really good at macro, you get a lot of false positives where you'll win the game through this move because you're so good at macro, and you'll just have a lot of units and just run over your opponent. But the actual theory behind what you're doing is wrong, right? So, like, Light gets a lot of attacks where he just goes across the map and kills you because you don't have enough, and he made as many Marines as anyone has at this time. And so I feel like we see that really a lot, where it's like, okay, you're not actually learning correctly here because you win too much from these positions. When actually, when you look at it the way that it should go against someone of your level, this shouldn't be something that actually works. You know what I mean?
I totally get what you mean. I like the way that you described that as a false positive. I think this can be seen in a lot of different ways, defending and attacking, where, you know, you can get into a situation where it feels like this always works, and it's actually because the other player's not taking advantage of something or doesn't understand how to hold something.
Yeah.
And I think that in a lot of ways, that's kind of what happens with the meta, right? Is, you know, the meta begins to revolve around a certain set of ideas in each of the matchups, and then, you know, we end up with some kind of a breakthrough, you know, where we go, oh, actually, you can do this now. You know, I one that I always go back to, which I think, you know, because I've been laddering when I can and streaming when I can, and you know, I finally got Nexus first down, but you know, Nexus first wasn't always there. In fact, that seemed like a completely alien concept that you couldn't do. And you know, when I go back to my pre-Starcraft 2 days, you know, I messed with it very briefly. I found it kind of hard to understand, and like maybe it's good, but you know, it seems like maybe it shouldn't work. And then eventually you find out, no, it does. It can work, but you have to have a lot of games to produce those kind of results against a lot of really good players that then know what you should or should not be doing. And we're going to see changes continue into the future with this game with that as well.
Yeah, totally. It's just, I mean, this is the most beautiful game, man. Yeah, we both, you know, dedicate our lives to this game for more than 20 years. So, I mean, you know, we're just trying to share that with you guys. It's amazing watching these games, though, with these top-end players.
Changes all the videos to 10 seconds. Risks
here,
it
was an
for the
overpull
biscuit.
from Soma. So he might have been expecting
There
like
you go,
8 packs
Callie.
or something from Light, but Light just did a wall. He's completely safe, and in fact, without question, like, his opener is better. But Soma, like, Solkey started doing this, where he did lots of overpulls against Terran, because he's like, I just don't want to die in the early game. I trust my longer game. That might be what Soma's up to here. He might just say, okay, look, I barely lost game 1. Game 2, I crushed. Let's not lose to a Marine Rush in game 3. Let's get into a longer game where my skills can show themselves. I think that's what he's doing here, which, if you're doing that against Light, there's no stronger statement. There's no stronger statement.
By the way, this is 5 Marines coming up here. There's 4 Lings, and now there's going to be a little bit more. Okay, decent. Actually, the Zerg's got a really, really good angle here. This is once again going to be held.
Perfect.
And, you know, honestly, you're fine trading Lings for drones. I'm sorry, Lings for Marines, especially to kill an SCV as well. So that was perfectly handled by Soma. And Light almost seems like he's going to send out another Marine here. Is that an SCV on the map, or is that a Marine?
I believe that's an SCV. I think he knows that this one's going to go down or something. But, no, I don't know. He turns around. So maybe it was a Marine. Maybe you're right. Maybe he had a rally on or something like that. But
yeah, that's actually probably what it is. He had a rally that he had to. You know, it's hard to emphasize how much is happening in a game of Brood War.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I think, by the way, this is it's misleading when people talk about APM, because APM can create the illusion that there's, you know, they have 300 APMs, so they did 300 things. It's like, well, you don't do 300 things. you know, in a minute necessarily, but these are inputs, right? But there are moments in a game of StarCraft where, like, you've got to do, in the next 10 seconds, you got to do, like, you know, 10 or 12 different things, and you can't miss a single beat, and you got to watch out for this and check for this, and also keep the mini-map, look at the mini-map for that. You know what I mean? And you've got to be absolutely prepared for it. Each of the matchups has different moments when it happens. And that's sometimes the moment where we see somebody mess up. A good example is like when the Protoss sees a Hydra rush coming, the number of things they have to change immediately in what they're doing. And if you mess up any of them, you're probably not going to hold, or you're not going to have the tech answer or anything like that.
Yeah.
But it always seemed to be reinterpreted as APM, which it kind of bothered me because, and I'm guilty of this, because I was one of the people that pushed this when I started casting, because I found out that normies just seemed to get really, if they weren't interested in what I was saying then, if I said the guy has 300 actions per minute now, they would be like, they would be all wowzers. They'd be like, oh, that's crazy. But like, it doesn't quite capture what's really going on.
It's really true. I have a lot of examples like that where we as casters have actually screwed things up a little bit. But I guess I'll talk about that in a minute here, because the mutas, this is a really important phase of the game right now, where Light is trying to kind of force the mutas to stay out of his base, and Soma is not having it. He's just going to dive, and Light has to turn around. You can't counterattack that small group he had. Really, this is the decisive stuff that makes me really feel like Soma is so destined for a championship. Look at how strong he is. To make that call and say, no, I'm not afraid of like your small group of Marine medic on the map. I'm going to get in here. I'm going to kill some turrets. I'm going to keep you on your back foot. He's playing magnificently here so far. He sees the factory timing. He's slowing the factory timing, and he's taking a third base on the right-hand side.
Yeah, going for these SCVs and just getting as much damage as he can. And here we go with the Lings again. Soma is just such a savage, man. I mean, he just is not afraid to come in there. And, you know, you got to remember, Light is trying to play as thin of a defense as possible. I think someone who's not that experienced with the game would be like, well, why don't you just make 8 turrets instead of the 4 over here? And you go, well, then Soma wins the other way, because he doesn't attack you and you don't have anything to attack out with, because that really is, you know, the balancing act that both sides are playing, is trying to get exactly what you can done with as little as possible, and knowing when to stop exactly, or when to hyper commit and close it out, you know, and go for the win there. But yeah, you were saying, Artosis.
Well, the muta's coming back in here actually, and putting on. Every time I want to talk about something, Soma's like, I'm going to attack now, and he's actually getting really good damage. I feel like Soma's just kind of outplaying Light here. Light doesn't have the proper mutalistic defense. This move out isn't even scary. Soma already has 3 sunks. Like, Soma can continue to just deal some damage here for a little bit. He might have to fly these home at some point, but a lot more Sunkens on the way. Light is a bit all in right now. Like, it's not exactly all in, but like, if Soma keeps these down here, he has to break the Sunkens.
Oh my God, he's going to kill every SCV. Well, we're going to have to watch this attack, but I imagine Soma has the magic number of sunks.
Those aren't placed super well. They really aren't. There's going to be like
he needs to go back.
So yeah, like he might just barely start to break this, but as Soma brings his mutas back, I think he'll end up cleaning these.
Yeah, he could have done with 1 or 2 more sunken colonies, it seems like. You know, it's all about having the right distribution of medics on the Marines, because Marines will get 2-shotted by sunks, but once the medics kind of find their way to that position, the problem is now I think there just is enough.
Yeah, that's GG, and I think Soma wins.
Victory here in the last moments of
that's
this fight.
crazy.
And, you know, keep in mind that there is plenty as far as economy goes back at home for Zerg, where Terran is basically back onto one base. The command center is actually being pulled away.
He's just looking to see how many drones he has.
Further. And, you know, Soma can basically just sort of orbit around the edges of the base, throwing damage in where he can. Keep in mind that none of the barracks are even lighting up. In other words, they're not making.
Yeah, this is not a winnable position.
Yeah.
you know, it's kind of similar to when we were watching like Royal versus Hero. I'm like, yeah, you'd have to really try to throw this one as Soma. Like, he is so far ahead right now. The Valkyries, I guess, give the best chance overall. I do like that Light is scouting with the medics that were kind of left over as the Lings came back across the map, so at least he gets some more intel. But when he sees this drone count, yeah, as soon as he saw the drone count, I looked down at his face and he did that little Korean head sideways. Yeah, GG.
Yeah,
he knows he's
very
dead.
Korean-esque mannerism.
Soma cuts out first.
Yeah, if you don't think that this guy's going to be a champion after watching him here today, you're crazy. You
can see Light is Light's really unhappy with that loss. You never see Light die like that, ever.
No.
Ever.
Oh,
Light
it's rare.
Soma is
Probably
the
the
killer! And without Sulky there, you'll never know who's better, Sulky or Soma, because they never really fought.
Like
It'll be an answer for the ages that we'll never truly know.
Light has and where they are.
Yeah.
And he knows exactly when they're going to move out, and he goes, okay, well, I only need 6 Lings and Mutas to run in here and basically fracture the position around the barracks, and then I run out. And then while you're repairing or remaking turrets, I run in again with 6 more Lings and hit there. And, you know, he sees all the pressure points in a body that changes every game and knows exactly what he needs to do to basically stop the Terran in the process of starting.
He's so good that we didn't even see him utilize Hive, and he beat Light still. Almost all of Light's losses, because I watch like every Light game, man, and I cast a lot of his games. Almost all of his losses are to Defiler. And this was a great defense, by the way. I am kind of glad that they're showing this, because that 4 or 5 Marine move out can be so strong, but he had Lings exactly on time. He brought exactly the right amount of drones. His defense was just superb. But yeah, like I was saying, like, Soma is executing the best SK Terran player in the world while he's going Marine Medic against Mutaling. Like, he's killing him with it, which is, that's not the way it's supposed to go. You're supposed to slow him down, maybe deal some damage again to Defilers, then grind him down. And that's normally how Light would lose these games. But to lose him here to just the Mutas and Lings is, Soma's just a different level.
Soma does look like he's even better at the mid-game than Sulky right now. Like, he just was so good. You know, Sulky's is a much more kind of withdrawn style and pouncing on the army and winning there, where Soma's is all counterattacks. We're going to go to an interview now.
You're watching Group D of the round of 16 of ASL Season 20, as we have today's first place finisher moving on to the round of 8. It's Soma. Congratulations. Thank you. It is settled. You are the first player through to the quarterfinals today. How do you feel? I am incredibly happy. I don't think I've ever had such an emotional tournament. This round of 16 for some reason filled me with emotions.
Insane!
This
Super well
happiness
done,
came
though.
out right after the victory as well. The first thing I'd like to ask you is the opening game against Lava. I'm not sure if the viewers heard it online, but you let out a spirited yell. You shouted out, right? It wasn't a cough. It wasn't a war cry or anything. I won when I thought I had won. To be honest with you, that first game against Lava was such a burden. People won't let me live this down for a whole decade. I'll be in trouble if I lose. I will have a hard time streaming too, I thought. So it was just an expression solidifying your victory? Sure. Got it. And what followed was the winner's match. The first set you unfortunately lost as it went into a base race. Could you explain that situation a bit? I was very anxious in that first set. In a situation like this, I thought a lot about building sunkens on the high ground in my main, but in the heat of the moment, I had a momentary lapse of judgment. Once the game ended, I took a second to reflect. I knew how to react being put in that spot, but actually ending up in that situation, I did not react properly. I was angry with myself, but afterwards, my hands stopped shaking.
Still here lurking, by the way, watching shows. Nice. Hell yeah, Miss Shadows. Thanks.
It seemed you
always
regained
appreciate the
composure in
lurk.
the second set. You caught on to your opponent's build pretty quick in that game. How did you figure
And
it
when
out?
we're working and doing writing and
The
stuff
second
like that
set-
and reading, it's like
Oh, you mean the Marine Rush?
it's
Based
a
on
big
the
it's a
scout
big
sign, I
it's a
figured
big
it's
lurk
Rax
fest
Expo.
out there, right?
I was out of it
Everyone
in the
got
first
to
set,
listen
but
to me read,
recognized
working
things
on their
properly in
own
the second
stuff,
game.
you know, hopping into other chats,
Built
doing their
things
own
ahead
thing.
of time, and the fight went well.
We're all
And the
just
third set
trying
was
to
quite
get
similar
by
too.
in our
Your
own
opponent
little
pressed with
world,
Marines in the early
connecting
game,
all
but
our
you dealt
little
with it
worlds
perfectly.
together.
Were you satisfied with your micro from the second set onwards? Yeah, the second set, I think I was able to win because I gained momentum. That Muta versus Marine fight was all momentum based.
Yeah,
I won the second set,
take,
and I had a feeling the third game would go the same way, so I
something.
played exactly the same. And you're riding that momentum as you move on to the round of 8 in
so
first place.
it can be
In just a moment, we will be doing
yeah, I
the
used to get that
bracket
from playing
draw, the players who can
Starcraft.
meet our effort,
So I
best,
stopped playing
and
like
mini.
League of Legends and
Who would you
Starcraft
like
and
to
stuff
play?
because it was just like fucking me up.
For starters, nowadays for Zerg players against effort, it might be a little different for others, but it's not a good match for me. I kind of want to avoid effort. Soma says he just wants to avoid effort. You are the first player through to the round of 8 today. Please address the colleagues who helped you prepare for today, as well as the fans cheering for you. I'm very thankful to our university team members who came down here. Thank you very much. It's very uplifting. Thank you, guys. And now Royal, Rush, thank you too. I also have Calm to thank because in that second set, when I came down here to practice, he gave me a build to use. He told me, play this. If you scout first with the Overlord, this is what you play. And I won. This is uncanny. Calm will be very happy hearing this. And that does it for our interview with our first player through to the round of 8 today, Soma. Congratulations once more. Thank you.
Man, I cannot do this.
Let's now take a look at the events we have prepared for you. We have a prediction event for our online viewers. We will host a raffle amongst those who correctly predict the first and second place finishes of today's group with 4 ASL travel umbrellas and 2 Razer Viper V3 Pro white mice up for grabs. Please go ahead and participate. And there is one more way to win a Razer mouse. Our commentators will select 5 of the best cheerfuls in the studio.
Cheerfuls are those things that they hold up, the
V3
papers
Pro
that they have
white
the
mouse.
drawings on and stuff.
Please show your support for the players and you might win a prize.
Smokey!
Only one round of 8
What's
ticket
up?
remains up for grabs.
How's it going, brother?
Who will be our last quarterfinals player this season?
How are you this fine day?
We will be back after a short
fine
break.
morning. Larva versus Speed, the losers match. So how many divines do you have now, Smokey?
2 more best of 3s in this round of 16, and then we're going right on to the round of 8.
The hairdryer. There he is, Mr. Hairdryer.
Yeah.
Warming up his
I love
hands.
The hair dryer, man. He warms up his hands.
Never
with
change.
It. Yeah.
He's like me,
They
I
have
sweat
heat
really
packs that
bad,
really
so I
get
totally
super
understand.
heat.
My
I
palm
have
sweats
boxes
so
behind
bad.
me that I use during the wintertime as well. But yeah, keeping your
I
hands
literally
Is that just a
have
Korean thing, or is that everywhere? Because I felt like I didn't see that until I moved.
gaming
Yeah,
gloves
I think
for when I'm using my controller,
because
because my hands will get so fucking sweaty while I'm playing.
Gloves and work boots and stuff for people that have to work outside in the winter.
Yeah.
But I do buy them out here as well. But it's like really important. I remember like way back, like in the early 2000s, going to tournaments and my hands would be cold, and I would literally go to the bathroom and run hot water on them and then put them down my pants. Not for happy fun time.
So
but
horny, man. Oh, our toast is people are at home watching with their families.
you got.
Oh my God.
You got to keep those hands warm, man. And Larva brings a damn hair dryer for it. So.
Well, I guess it probably keeps your hands dry too, right? Like if you get sweaty hands, that's another thing too.
Maybe. Yeah.
It's impossible to play with cold hands. You know, I think your joints get stiff. It's hard to kind of have everything warmed up. But, yeah, I mean, it's funny. He's still doing it. He's the only one doing it too. It hasn't caught. Oh no, wait. I think I did see this at some other tournament. Oh, I'll try to remember this for the game. But yeah, I think someone else did bring a hair dryer in a different game, not a StarCraft game. Anyways, guys, Speed versus Larva. Let's go.
Larva Speed. Use baby Larva.
Okay. Larva in the top left.
The only gamer with a
Speed in the
beard.
bottom left. So cool to have Larva here. I know for some of the people that watch,
I really hope Larva
you
gets
just
out,
know
but I
these
know
guys
he's not
in
going
the
to.
world
Like,
of Starcraft, you don't watch
light
the
and
streamers, the
fucking
content
Soma.
creators, but Larva is a
Larva would be
massive
such a fucking
content
upset.
creator in Korea, who I believe was recently doing like MMA
he
training
did
content.
he did a boxing match at some point. Like,
Yeah, he's huge into
always been
MMA.
into
He loves
MMA.
Conor
I remember he got
McGregor.
a haircut, and he tried to make his persona more like Conor McGregor many years ago.
Yep.
Yeah,
yeah.
I remember that.
But
He literally dyed his beard
like
and
he's
his
a fan
hair
of that stuff.
blonde. He like buffed the fuck up. He went from like fat to like
when you see a
fucking
guy like
buff
it's a
as
little bit
fuck.
like Rain, where
And now he's
doing
just
a
a
lot
beast.
of other stuff.
Yeah.
And you have to ask yourself, does that get in the way?
Larva, let's
That is a great
go.
Larva drawing.
The
It
foot
really is.
gamer.
That's actually, it's uncanny how good that is. Does that get in the way of the training? Does it not matter? One thing that I learned, this is funny, this is a StarCraft 2 story, but it totally relates to this now, was like, there was a period where there's, in the history of StarCraft 2, there's been a ton of different StarCraft 2 pros that have resided in Korea, right? And some of them lived together, some of them lived on their own. And I remember one prominent figure from StarCraft 2 complaining that this pro wasn't practicing enough as far as they were concerned. Like, they visited them and thought, well, they're not practicing enough, or they shouldn't be doing this, or I went there and they were playing other games. And I kind of wanted to say, like, well, isn't that their problem? Like, and by the way, this person was winning everything. So it's like, I don't know if you could just
DMCA sucks. Yeah, Callie, it's the reason I don't stream on YouTube anymore.
But that doesn't seem to be what they need to
It's
do.
too annoying to not be able to bring up videos.
I think a lot of this came from my
and I already have a warning on my account for
like
it.
11 hours a day or more.
But if I just upload the video, it tells me and says, "Oh, you're okay." I'm like, "Fuck off! That's so bullshit." But yeah, like Asmund says, I don't think they want people to be live streaming on YouTube. So they make the experience horrible so that people don't live stream because it costs them too much money.
How do you train? How do you practice? And what was
For the
interesting
bandwidth.
is Magnus, who, by the way, if you don't know, is the best chess player of all time, said, I just try to keep it fun. If I don't feel like playing chess for a while, I'll stop, because if it's not interesting to me, I'm not going to do it, And I think that's true for a lot of these really good StarCraft
That's
players.
why I do
Just
so many
people-
different
think
things,
especially
because I get
of the Korean
bored.
work culture and the kind of the
And
lore
then I find
behind
something new to
Korean
do.
pro teams and all that.
And then I go back to the old
Too
thing.
much of an emphasis on just like, raw training. all day,
I'ma
like
just
there's
make my
no
redeems
easy
more fun
story
than anime.
where
Impossible.
honestly, some people need to practice way less than others.
I mean,
And some people can
AI,
take off
Callie.
insane amounts of time and come back completely out of the meta, and they're
Beezus did it.
Good.
Yeah.
Beezus is the
There are
example.
stories like that where like
700
notoriously
septillion.
heavily trained compared to everyone else.
Funniest
It's
thing
one
I've ever
championship more than
fucking
anyone but
seen.
Flash. But yeah, actually, that
I
that kinda
literally
reminds me
cried
as
on
we're watching,
stream
it's
because
just a
it was
very
so
quick player
funny.
Build, from Larva.
And it wasn't like a build-up. It's like I
Speed is more
instantly
perfect
saw it and
behind
just
as well.
tears started pouring down my
So
eyes,
it
and
kind
I
of
was just
interesting what's
like
going up against each other. But like exactly what you were
hysterical
saying,
fucking
the actual
laughter.
Korean
I didn't
method
even
for
see
creating
that.
great
I just saw
players
Smokey's face, and I
is
just saw
not
my
actually
face, and
the
I just
best method.
knew.
Playing a lot
I
is
just
important, and that's
knew
because
it
of
was
the
the greatest
consistency
thing
of
that could have
everyone
ever
playing
been
a ton.
ever.
That's why Korea has generally been the best esports
You're a
country.
fraud.
But
Where's
there are
my
better
toe?
ways. Like the way they do it is just
700
selects for people that can
septillion.
withstand that much training and
Right,
not
Smokey?
burn out. But I
Or did you
guarantee
fuck
there
off to
were
go play
champions
PoE,
that burned
bitch?
out that just could not do that much training. I remember I used to work with the Estro team and help bring over pro gamers that were non-Korean, and they all had a hard time. And I remember Noni arguing with them. Noni, one of my favorite humans ever. Just absolute brilliant StarCraft 1 player. The best Protoss player outside of Korea for many years. And he moved to Korea, and he literally wasn't able to get 8 hours of sleep. And so I had to help him set up meetings to talk with him where it's like, no, my sleep is more important than playing 2 more hours. And eventually they let him do it. But it was like, wow, this is, this is not the way for everyone. to just play endlessly, and the ones who burn out retire, and the ones that don't are the best players in the world.
Yeah, and in some ways, the whole system. By the way, this is Mech. We should point out this is going to be the Goliath build. Just really quickly, while we're kind of doing some history here, it is going to be 6 mutas hatching here to attack in as the Goliaths are going to pop out. Yeah, you had a system that basically selected for people that were fine with the endurance training, and this is why I like the current system a little bit better. Is like they're all free agents; they kind of do whatever they want. I mean, I brought up this entire story because Larva is doing all this other YouTube content that's not related to StarCraft, but that doesn't mean that he can't win here.
Mm-hmm.
And, you look at somebody like Rain, who's won ASL before and looks like the best Protoss, or one of them, of all time, and he takes huge breaks.
Yeah.
Then you get somebody like Action, who's, as far as I can tell, never not played the game for a day,
Yeah.
Real quick.
I agree, Callie.
Second, but the mutas are going to come in here, and they're actually hitting before the turrets are done.
Yep.
In a perfect world, these turrets finish like as the mutas are about to go over that ledge above this. But, seconds can pan out massively here. And now the Lings are going to run in and kill the Goliath. Artosis, this is actually getting really bad.
So the error here from Speed was his turret timing was for regular 2-hatch. This was
damn, I love it, Smokey. Hell
like
yeah.
15 seconds faster than regular 2-hatch.
It's perfect.
And he still had the same turret timing. So like if he had those 3 turrets up when the mutas got here, he's completely fine, and I would even say ahead. And now he's a little bit behind. It's not game over right now. But like he was trying to do a double armory mech build. And having your economy take any damage when doing a double armory mech build is very bad. You can see he's just canceled the upgrade in this one because he's got to just like afford some more. He's going to maybe lose this armory. And in fact, Larva might think that's the only armory, which is why he's diving on it so hard. The 2 armory mech build is not that popular. But yeah, this was an excellent opener from Larva, and Speed just making that bit of a mistake of having the turrets at the wrong time. Oh, the 98%.
The problem now for Speed is that the Goliath count has been, suppressed for the rest of the game. When you go for the Goliath build, you're kind of trying to accumulate Goliaths over time. So you
wake up, Smokey.
They can't be touched. And the fact that we're basically still on 2 factories. Lings are going to get in here, by the way. And the SCVs, okay, they're going to go
Thank
for the
you for
turrets.
redeeming chair dance.
It's pretty rare
The
you
dots will
see
now
a
dance for
player
you.
with the Goliath build.
Please fully enjoy this
fall
immersive
apart to Ling
experience.
Muta.
Yeah.
But apparently that's what's going on today. And Larva's
Grab a
playing
brush and put a little
really
makeup.
well, by the way. He's doing the perfect game of keep away.
Yeah.
Once these 2 turrets go down,
We could
I
do
think
some
this
blush.
expansion's going to have to be lifted.
It might.
Yeah.
It
Now
might.
that's the energy
The
I am
Goliath
looking
count
for.
just hasn't been able to get high enough, and Speed is going to end up losing a lot of SCVs here. It's unfortunate
Keep
for Speed
dancing,
because,
bitch, it ain't over yet.
like, he is really good with these types of builds, but he didn't adjust for the pull time. Like, yeah, it just, you get a quicker layer with this build. That's all there is to it. That's why you, like, the overpool 2-hat layer build, like I said, it's like 15 seconds faster or so. So
GG!
And he was a little bit late on the turrets, and you can see how frustrated he is with himself. And honestly, you should be. Like, that's a basic thing. You have to pull your engineering bay timing forward. Like, in fact, it didn't make sense that he made 2 armories before he was even making Goliaths. Because when you see an aggressive build, you have to adjust what you're doing. What he was doing was against a regular 2-hatch build. Against this aggressive build, he could have built a bunker. He could have pulled up the eBay timing to get his turrets on time. There's a lot of different things he could have done to help prevent this from occurring, and he just didn't. That's too bad. That's a weak game out of him.
Yeah, it's sad. I was kind of looking forward to actually having a mech game, but Larva knew to get in there, and that's
such is the way that it is, right?
Yeah, you get there and you go, okay, the SCVs haven't finished the turrets. This is the best thing that could happen. And what was supposed to be basically a skill check became a skill check. Right? There you go. Oh, everybody's had a StarCraft game like that where you get to their base and you go, oh, you're not ready for this. You just kill them off. So we had one of those there. Larva going to dry up the mouse pad for game 2. Doesn't want any sweat there. Might end this with a little bit of blood on there.
Well, He's going to have to kill
It
Steve even harder than that for it to splatter that far.
Arthur
Game one was brutal. Game one was nearly a Mortal Kombat fatality. We're going to go into game 2 now, guys. Remember, the loser of this series is out.
I think Larva will probably win, but then Larva's gonna lose to Light. Use the money they got from viewers to buy the viewers' book.
Okay. Into game 2 we go. Cross spawns again. I have to say, Speed has been having a really bad day.
I like that, Callie.
Not all losses. Oh my God, it's a 4
that the viewer wrote. Yeah, I like that. You know?
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't think this was premeditated. Let me just.
Oh no, Larva's doing a 4 pool. Larva's doing a 4 pool.
The TVT that we had
This
earlier.
we love
That was
Larva for this.
painful because it looked
Larva
like
literally does
just a
this
little bit
like
better than Light
fucking twice a tournament, 3 times a tournament.
and then
He don't give no fucks. He just does
overwhelmed
it.
him, dominated the map and made it look impossible. And then game, when I say game 2, I mean the last game we saw from Speed for the day. You know, he just wasn't ready. It was like a build order loss because he didn't respect the capabilities of what Larva's build is. So we're going for a straight up 4 pool. This is the fastest rush that they have in the game. This was, I think, everybody's experience the first week the game came out and if their parents had internet, they were able to play. A 4 pool is faster than a 5 pool, by the way, by I think 4 seconds.
Something like that.
So, yeah.
4 seconds is huge.
Exactly.
And the
and this is a
I see you ending stream in the next 30 minutes. Also, I'll catch you next time. I mean, you're right, but not 30 minutes, because we still have an hour and 10 minutes left on the video, Smokey.
Now, this is generally considered a hard counter against walls. But this
Yeah,
is
I'm
the
definitely
best
not
possible
playing
position for
PoE.
Speed
Fuck
is being
that.
cross map. And the only position on Polestar where your Marines pop out on the outside of the wall
Piss
is the
me
spot that
off.
Larva's in. So even when he did this,
Redo the entire build, and I still need to buy 8
from the
items.
Thor pool, but it might still occur.
I don't
now,
want
he's going across
to.
the map, and
Smokey,
he's going to be happy to find
shut the
that it
fuck
is a
up.
wall, and Speed has
Do
no idea, so
what
he
you're
doesn't
goddamn
have
told.
SCV's already coming down here, and that's what he needs. He needs to bring almost every single SCV immediately.
Or no bussy for you.
Okay, he's going to come down.
Stone, what's
really
up?
Scary right now.
He's gonna
How's
get
it
that first
going?
Marine, a real, oh my God. Oh, that was really, that was swift right there. That was really good from Speed. To pull that up and get a little bit extra damage. Really,
How's it going,
really
brother?
He has
How
got
are
to
you
stem the
today?
tide of these Zerglings.
This is the end of the round of 16, Group D.
I'm not 100% on board with that, but okay. It looks like the next Marine dies as well.
Oh.
This is so
Really,
brutal.
damage distribution is brutal.
I'm pretty
There's
sure
almost
Larva
more
won.
lanes than there are
Yeah,
teams.
Larva won.
I think we've hit the tipping point, and a big gasp and a sigh emits from Speed as I think he knows it's going to be it for him.
Even cross spawn.
Next year.
Fucking Larva.
Oh,
Larva's like, fuck yeah.
Punch from Larva.
Oh man, now Larva just has to beat
Going with
fucking
one of the
Light.
classics.
Oh my god, this is crazy.
Yeah, he takes down Speed with a 4-pool. Like, you know, he just threw a wrench into the gears. It is important for Zergs to 4-pool occasionally. It keeps Terran a bit more honest, you know. And I was saying this a couple seasons ago. Like, we had like, in the pro scene, I believe it was in ASL. This stat is jumping in my head, but it was like more than 17 walled expansions in a row. And it's like, okay, when you're getting into those numbers where no one's ever making their barracks in their main base, a 4-pool needs to come out and straighten everybody out, you know? You got to, like, remind Terran players that, like, you can just die only from making this decision of walling in. So,
no, you have to know
He's,
that
he's got the hairdryer on the fucking
it's the oldest
poster.
Build, literally. It is literally the oldest build.
It is.
Okay? People that don't play StarCraft or haven't played.
Another one with that. Look, he's so famous with the fucking
hair
hairdryer.
So you bring it out, and it does just annihilate somebody that's not playing safe. in pretty much every other build that's normal stops it.
Larva
Guys,
versus Light, the final match of the night. Oh, Stone, check this out. Look what I did today. Check this shit out. A little stop motion animation. Some little Lego time. It was fun.
This is it, guys.
Took me like 30 minutes to do. It was a good time. Take me back to my roots.
And what a great match this is going to be. Larva versus Light. You know, Light has been a mainstay in Starcraft, an ASL, Starcraft Remastered era, basically the whole time, right? Like, you know, Artosis and I, we do have a blind spot in the history of Starcraft, and that's, you know, the hot spot of Starcraft 2 coming out. Basically, up to the launch of Legacy of the Void, and then I believe Starcraft Remastered came a little bit after that. ASL actually started before Starcraft Remastered even came out.
Yeah. Season 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 were all in. Actually, I think maybe even 5 and 6 were
again after returning. And Light was always here.
On
Larva was here
original
for a long
Starcraft
time
Reward,
and
and
managed to win
then
an ASL, which was so exciting. Such a
kind of renewed
I
with
think maybe one of the most
Remastered.
memorable ASL wins ever.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with
Dude,
that.
if Larva beats Light here,
my God,
this is so fucking crazy.
One of my favorites,
so good.
Sure.
Told you guys he's a fucking wild card.
Yeah.
You never know.
And, I mean, only one of these guys advances. Both former champions.
Yeah. All right, guys, let's get into it. Larva versus Light. Best of 3 to close out the round of 16 here in the ASL.
I want to see a 4-pool taste.
Yeah, me too. I just want to see instantly 4-pool. Sad face.
Kind of a, you know, when I see a 4-pool like that, I'm like, well, that's it for the whole year of 4-pools.
Yeah.
Like, we won't have more than one a year. But there could be something to just doing another one in a day, right? It's so crazy. As long as you're not 8:15, it's definitely
Yeah.
be a surprise.
Would be.
As a reminder, guys, we have the group selection at the end of the show. I know some of you guys, you put this on play. You hear us, you know, on the breaks, and basically you watch the show in the entirety. But I know some of you guys just click through to the games. If you care about knowing who's in the round of 8, keep the show running, because we are going to be getting that group draw.
Is Light going to open up with an 8 racks here? Pretty ballsy.
Yeah, he is.
A lot of mind games. A lot of mind games going on, right? Because he just saw a 4-pool that killed Speed. That's why I was kind of saying that you should open 4-pool again, because you'd never expect that, right? And like,
yeah, that'd be crazy. 8 racks versus a 4-pool.
Center 8 racks, but yeah, it is a center 8 racks, which means that Light will be following up with the gas and a factory and all that. Very technical opener here against Larva.
So I wonder if Light does this because he saw the 4-pool. Because you go, well, I mean, and there's something to this, like in tournaments, even if it's like against a different player, where like it does feel like there is just a rotation of play styles from pro players. And yeah, I mean, maybe it's not. Maybe we're reading way too much into this, but yeah, I'm curious if he just saw that and thought, well, you're probably not going to be that cheesy ever again this tournament, so maybe it's my turn to actually kind of turn it up. And guess what? It's hatch first versus 8 racks.
Yeah, that's exactly what Light wants to be fighting against here. And we'll see what damage he can get done with that 8 racks. And we'll see which variant he goes with. Is he going to make 3 Marines? Is he going to make 4 Marines? It's a very tight build. Like, you have to decide between those two, because you can't really afford the depot on time, because you're trying to get a factory and you're trying to bunker rush all at once.
No way. He's going for 3 hatch.
Oh, is he going 3rd hatchery?
Yeah, he's 100%
okay, so he's dead. I'm pretty sure.
He's dead.
What?
Yeah.
So this is
he's
like
dead.
almost, This is one of these build orders you mention if you're trying to cover all build orders, but really when you say this one, you go, people don't really do this, but this is one of the possible.
Watch Larva's
like in a chess game. It's like it's like opening up with the rook pawn in a chess game where I'm like, well, you could do that, but good players don't do that. And he sees this bunker go down, and this is basically economic cheese now versus a super fast rush. But you know,
oh my god.
That's an excellent hold. Very impressive.
No way! Is fucking Larva gonna beat Light?
This rush.
This is insane.
Wow. I find that
he
rather.
Scouts and
yeah, he doesn't see the factory. Wow.
Yeah. I think there is an expand version of this, right, Artosis?
There is an expand version, but the barracks should be in front of the base.
Workers, man, they're so broken.
He needs to make a sunken, like, right now.
There it is. Okay.
And the third base, by the way, he hid. So I think he actually kind of sensed what was going on when he sent the third hatch up there. Because that's the please don't find me vulture hatch placement.
So see the drone that's sitting outside the main? Or it's actually sitting inside the main. This drone that's over there on the right, that's to stop a factory from landing. So he knows if the factory finished on the outside, he could pick that up. So he basically just has that to run underneath. One of the oldest tricks, literally, in the book. We're doing old builds today. Because this was one of the... I remember, I played a lot of all the races right when the game came out before I basically was like, okay, I want to be competitive. I guess I'll commit to one, right?
Protoss, loser, tasteless.
Was to do some kind of an 8 racks rush with a factory outside their base and land it in there. But yeah, he's ready. The Hydra Den is there to block a second Vulture if it were to come up too, so that you'd have to wrap around. So the Blings are at the ramp.
I remember that now that you mention. When I first started playing games against you in 2003, you were just this cheesy random player. And then eventually you evolved into a cheesy Protoss player.
And eventually I went from there into being a cheesy caster. And it's like,
you just cheese every game with a GG, man.
Yeah, that's all I do.
All right, so...
But this was... Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, that this is going to be a Vulture drop, but it's starting with a Wraith. So everything is kind of pushed back for Larva. So this has really good potential of being effective. But yeah, Larva's making Hydras right now. So if his third base doesn't get scouted and he just makes a good amount of Hydras and maybe puts a sunken colony in his main base, if he does all that, Light's going to be pretty damn far behind on one base against 3.
Okay, the Wraith is just going to get a little bit of hits in here. And a lot of this is just scouting. If you're going to play off of one base, you really have to have perfect intel. It's why one base stuff is rarely a thing. And if it is,
or you
it's
have
like
to be Zerg.
Optimized and ironed out.
Zerg one base
very,
is the
very
fucking
nuanced.
worst.
Because right now, this is a Zerg on 3 bases. So
unless you 4-pool.
I don't know if we talked about this, but, did Light fully appreciate this is 3 hatcheries?
No, he doesn't know.
He doesn't know.
He 100% doesn't know.
Who'd be winning? Right now, the underdog. Larva is the underdog.
It's like, okay, well, that sucks.
He's the purple guy. He's the Zerg guy on screen right now.
Happens, right?
Yeah.
And then the other guy, Light, is the favorite to win.
Oh, God. He really gets to unload everything there, which means the Vultures are not going to be stopped. They're going to lay mines. Now, there are Overlords here, but, there's as many Hydras as there are Vultures, so this is not that easy. 2 more Vultures come into the front, and he's just going to try to target
that's a comeback
really
potential right there.
Probably a little bit faster would have been better. And, they're going to be thrown out.
But he still doesn't see the third base.
Those Vultures up and bring them back into the main.
Yeah, he might actually. That's a good point. He might try to do that and get a few more drones. Unfortunately for him, he still doesn't know.
Yeah, whoever wins this series, this best of 3, goes on to the round of 8.
So
this is it. This is the final one.
I'm completely fine. But with these
you
extra
got
drones,
3 games to figure it out,
now
or
a
2 wins.
I love the hidden spire. Because Larva completely understands that he has no idea that there's a third base. Not a single unit has found its way up there. But, yeah, I think Larva has really good potential to win this game.
So we're already going to go up to a 4th base. I do feel like this is so comfortable for Larva. And by the way, remember, for what information Light has, he thinks that's the 3rd base.
Mm.
Now,
basically, nobody 3 hatches ever.
Yeah, it's so rare.
Oh, and he found it.
It's to the point where we don't even really talk about it because it's like we're more likely to talk about, you know, other obscure builds just because the odds of this coming up are not that big. Well, hold on a second. We got the Hydras. They're going to run right through here, and they can actually
takes 12 Hydra hits to kill an SCV.
SCVs on Hydras do just fine. It takes 12 Hydra hits to kill an SCV.
It's insane.
Kind of weird. Kind of weird to see him run by there.
Yeah.
I don't know about the. That's not.
Hydra run bys are no
good. We've seen so many Muta Ling run bys that we're like, oh yeah, this is good too. It's like, no, it's not.
No,
actually. Yeah, Hydras are.
Love an underdog story. Hell yeah. This entire tournament's been about underdog stories. Barracks is an underdog. The 4-time champion who was going for his 5th time got kicked out.
Like 1998, 1999.
So he's not in anymore. He got kicked out.
You are right.
But yeah, 3 hatches.
He lost.
Yeah, we've had. It's weird. Even
to his own race in his EVZ.
Now, I mean, at this point in time, we're in pretty advanced territory for how it's being played out. But
and so we've got 3 underdogs. Larva.
You know,
no. Like he lost. Like he's out.
3 hatch.
Like
did have success, and
he lost his best of 3.
Eventually abandoned it.
He didn't make it through to the rest of the tournament. He got. It was a 4 Zerg.
It's kind of the reverse of the 4. It's just this super economic cheese. By the way, especially versus Terran. 3 hatch
bracket. And his worst matchup was Zerg vs. Zerg.
If he had recognized
and he lost against the best Zerg vs. Zerg.
Now, if he gets both these,
so it was literally like the effort versus Sulky was supposed to be. I predicted that as the championship game, and then
I think that's actually just what that was for.
Effort would take the game 7 in a 7-game series.
Yep.
And
now we'll never know.
He's on 4 base. He's playing against a Light that he's equal supply right now. He doesn't even have
Larva's
mutas.
one of
but Larva is the most like famous gamer in Starcraft for like
he might be
doing things. Like he beat someone but with using his feet to play. He's like super personality. Like he has one of the best streams because he's like.
What is it called? Sauron.
He's basically like really good personality and height. Only time I hear about Asians and drama is Korean dramas and emotional damage. Sounds about right, Callie.
And then if it's just Hydra Lurker with no hive, that's Manzerg.
Right. Okay, but this is going to be this is a very old comp. Again, with his Mass Lurker, Mass Hydra, and then eventually you have Dark Swarm, because that's going to come in here. There's no reason to stay off of that. And go, Manzerg doesn't really make any sense in any kind of like modern play, but I mean, Larva's really good at this. And by the way, this is the strongest when you are way ahead, because you're no longer playing with just a very small amount of units that you have to use efficiently. You're basically going to try to overwhelm them with Lurkers and Hydras.
Yeah, I think that's the best play right now. Like, he doesn't even have to worry about, like, or Larva, rather, doesn't have to really think about going super quick defiler here because he has enough units off of the 4 hatches and the 4 bases to hold everything off with, like, Lurker Ling, which is what he's doing right now, or Lurker Hydra. But he is going up. He already has the hive. He has the defiler mound on the way, so... I mean, this is just going to go from bad to worse for Light. He's got a decent-sized army.
But it's 2 base versus 4 base with Lurkers out. Defilers are on the way. He doesn't have a tank lineup, and he's going mech. Like, this is just so bad for him.
With Marine Medic? Am I going to do some sort of, like, combination of the 2?
He's got, like, 3 tanks.
Because I don't think he's going to just end Larva here. Larva looks, like, really well defended.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see any way that you can push in here.
And it's like he's going to go for the drop, but he's got, yeah, there. He knows what's coming. He's got the sunken ready.
I forgot the sunk was actually there. That's funny. Can you get under here? Yes, you can.
Actually, I didn't know. I thought the answer there was no.
I didn't know that either. I thought
my grandmother obsessed with watching K-dramas on Facebook. Nice, Stone.
Yeah.
Good old K-dramas.
Okay, 3 tanks all together. And remember those vessels that were killed off earlier? That's going to be 2 less irradiates every time you see an irradiate, basically, from a vessel.
He's just going to go in.
And that means that there's really not a whole lot to do to curb the progress of the lurkers. Like, he's basically pushing tanks in siege mode with Marines.
He's going to lose that base,
Larva
though.
is suddenly getting slammed. Like, his lurkers were in completely the wrong position. Then he ran into the siege tanks while Marines were attacking a completely undefended base up here. And now he's lost his Spire as well. Are you kidding me? This went from Larva completely dominating to being out of position and Light just, like, pulling the trigger.
And that's why Light is a champion. I mean, our Larva's also a champion, but...
Yeah, it's...
You could say Larva's a gimmick champion. He did get a championship, but he did win a championship on a fucking 4-pool.
The Terran just, like, ran in and killed the 4th base.
Yeah, no, I like the position for Light now. Like, it
just
was
takes
so
that one
bad,
tiny little bit.
He lost a lot of lurkers there, and Light can just pull back from here. He's done enough damage. Now it's 3 base, 2 base. He's got some vessels. He's got some tanks, so he can still kind of poke the edges. You know, like I think he's
losing
fine.
that
It's
4th base
he's up
was
20
like
supply right now,
that,
and
that
Larva
shouldn't have
doesn't
happened.
really have a foothold on the map. We're gonna start getting some dark swarms, but he really needs to get up to Plague for the next stage here.
That's when everything goes
Plague
crazy.
is gonna
When you get Plague.
Yeah, by far.
Take everyone down to 1 health. Get rid of all the energy on the medics.
You really need that when you're going.
And just one-shot everything.
Is massive for just getting the Marines damage, and then the Hydras and everything else one-shot him. I'm actually surprised he has that many Defilers. I think things are getting really shaky on Larva's side. Does feel like his early game was perfect, but once we let the game kind of pan out and develop into whatever game it's going to be, you are seeing Light's expertise, kind of like we saw in the best of 1 versus Speed.
Yeah.
Light's expertise really kick in. Like, he's just a really clean, sharp player.
That's a good way to put it. Like, he's just been moving around the map. It's kind of similar to the Speed game, where it's like he gets completely out-opened, it looks better for his opponent, and then he just keeps moving around and he finds your weakness and he punishes you for it. Really very impressive stuff. Now, the Defilers are up, but this is a lot of vessels. Like, he actually did a great job getting his vessels
5 or
back
6
up after
vessels.
losing the initial 2. And with the tanks, like, the tanks are gaining some value as well. The fact that he already has siege mode bodes well for fighting against Hydra Lurker Defiler. We'll see if he goes extra factories or not. Some people like to go, like, 2 factory siege tank or 3 factory siege tank against this composition. But yeah, I feel like it's uphill right now for Larva. Light is very good at grinding down these positions.
I don't think that Larva's position was that flimsy, but somehow Light just ended up, like, you know, I was watching the Lurkers kind of move forward.
Run away!
Tanks, and then we got a shot of the 4th base, and there were Marines there, and I don't know if I missed when the Lurkers.
Yeah,
were
they
broken,
they just went up and around, and
yeah,
the
I mean,
Lurkers were
suddenly
just so out of
Larva's in a
position.
tough
It was
spot.
like,
By the
what
way,
is going
when
on?
you get to even or behind, and in this case, Larva's behind in supply of Hydra Lurker, this is hard to manage. You know,
Do not drink water.
fundamentally,
Do not leave your seat.
Medic Marine
Do not
tank
move your feet.
Oh
Do not
man, you're gonna
stretch.
make me
Come on,
back
go
to
back.
back?
Have another toke.
Than Hydra Lurker.
Stone.
Like on an even count. This was up for debate, by the way, for a long time
So
in the early part of the game.
mean.
Where it seemed like they both had their moments, but really, you know, you can
Why are you
micro
trying to
Marines a
get me
little bit better.
high?
Like, there is technically a micro disadvantage for the Lurker player
That's
because it has to
abuse.
burrow animation, so you can kind of run back. The tank has longer range than the Lurker, and obviously everything else that it's going to fight. So, you know, eventually this was abandoned actually for Muta Ling Lurker.
Yeah.
And we kind of see, you know, that the structure of that composition now with Mutiling first and Lurker later, right? So,
Homie gave me dry
he's gonna
chicken.
snipe down that,
Fat.
go ahead.
I just want to say I'm a little surprised. I saw the Ultralisk Cavern. I'm surprised he's going to go Ultras at all here, because normally when you're playing Hydra Lurker Defiler, it turns into Plague grinding, where you're just like Plague, 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 Plague. You just over and over and over. Anything that comes near you, you Plague it. And the Hydras beat everything that's plagued. So you just kind of like play a grindy game like that. The Ultras are generally like a sharp transition to end the game. So I'm a little surprised to see those right now, because I don't think he has the opportunity to end the game with those. Whereas, like, what I actually want to see from him is just constant plague casting, zoning the vessels out with the Hydras and Plagues, and, you know, using Dark Swarm so the tanks can't push, and then plaguing Marine Medic anytime they show up.
Well, it doesn't really make sense to get Ultras because this is the Hydra Lurker costs more gas. It's why it's one of the reasons why people decided that it was actually Lurker Ling that was better in some ways as a composition.
Not as much
that
gas.
You can get more Lurkers and then have all the minerals go into Lings. Again, we don't see Lurker Ling in fights on the map anymore. Anyway, I'm sorry, we're doing like a deep dive in the history of army compositions because for whatever reason, out of all the ASLs we've casted, this one has all the oldest comps and the oldest, which is fascinating.
A history of the metas across the seasons of
Lurkers. I mean, that's
ASL.
That's a lot of gas. Even though Hydras are only 25, you need a lot of Hydras to make this work. So the Ultras, they feel a little bit out of place in the spending distribution for the Zerg. So I don't know. I mean, let's see. You know, the problem now is that even though Larva hasn't been toppled and is kind of hanging on to his position,
ASL, indeed.
In the first game we had today,
Africa Star League.
Light is quietly getting bigger and bigger on the map. He's on 4 bases.
Yeah, Light's got those 4 bases. The 5th base, of course, is going to be a bit harder. I think what he's doing with the Ultras is trying to be more mobile on the map because Hydra Lurker Defiler is
all
like
the puns have been done with ASL
comp. Sometimes where you have to like incrementally move with the Defiler spells. So he is kind of like trying to, it seems like he's trying to zone top left out from Light's area a little bit with this. He should really pull those back.
I'm sure they have.
This is not the fight you want to take. Light's taking it from low ground to high ground, so he's making it as good as he can for Larva, but he's still going to win it. But yeah, oh my gosh, look at that, a couple Lurkers up here. But he's double expanding, so like he's trying to get up to 6 base right now. And he is making a lot of Lurkers.
Okay, I have a better video. No more anime because Twitch
sucks. If you
sucks.
look at the supply, like, Larva's onto something. Like, it looks like, supply-wise, I would say he's going to win.
Well, he's actually switching into just Ling Ultra is what it is.
Yeah.
So I think we kind of thought, for whatever reason, he, like, had to commit and stay. And, look, he still has Hydras. He's not going to throw them away. But probably over time, all those Hydralists are going to turn into Lurkers. And, you know, I mean, this is a beautiful Plague and a beautiful double Dark Swarm. I mean, this position may be lost. Dude, this game's insane.
It is an insane game. And, yeah, like, the Ultra Ling is really starting to work out a little bit. You know, anytime you see supplies this close, Zerg is way ahead. Like, once Defilers are out, I'm not joking, you have to get them down to 70 supply for them to lose. Like, you can be at 200, and you won't be able to break them a lot of the time if they have, like, 100 supply. We actually see that with pro games pretty often. But the fact that he has supply this high, lots of siege tanks mixed in, so obviously that's going to do pretty well against the Ultras. Lots of vessels here, but a lot of his units are very red as far as health. This is a wild-looking game. And I do think Larva has the edge right now, but this push from Light might be very efficient.
Well, we got to remember he had that economic lead, even though he was in a bad spot. You know, he was able to kind of tech out of it.
That was a waste.
Lots of Scourge connecting on these vessels, but, you know, Light wins the fight. It's really important to know when you can attack with the Ultras because you're kind of committing, even though they're fast and they can run away, especially versus Mass Siege Tank, which, by the way, we never really left Mass Siege Tank because versus Hydra Lurker, which is what we had before, you can still damage Hydralisks in Dark Swarm with Siege Mode.
The splash damage,
You know,
as long as
people
there's
kinda
multiple
forget
Hydras.
I think people will look at Dark Swarm and think nothing can kill a Lurker in there, and it's like, yeah, it's true, but Lings and Ultras and Hydras will take damage there, so you don't need to stop making tanks.
Dude, this, this is a unicorn of a game. I can't even believe what we're looking at right now. It is one of the strangest games. Very cool ideas from both players. Another nice Plague goes down. Larva has so many bases that even though this looks like Light's about to kill him, I don't think he actually is about to kill him. He's getting close to the natural. All the tech is in the natural and the main. But, like, Larva, look at how much Larva has around the map. This is an insane economy for Zerg versus Terran. An insane economy.
And, you know, a push is one thing, but he hasn't actually taken out any positions.
Yeah.
It's scary for the Zerg. I mean, you know, right now Light's breathing down Larva's neck, but he's not actually getting any hits in here. And, you know, it's just 2 exposed bases on the outside for Terran. I mean, this mineral-only base, I think there's Lings, or yeah, there's Hydras and, oh, okay, an Ultralisk down here.
Oh my God, he's gonna throw a couple lurkers at this mineral base too. Like he's actually dealing more damage to Light than Light's dealing to him in a lot of ways.
Yeah, and remember, I mean, Terran hasn't not killed any important base yet. He's leapfrogging tanks, but like, and I think right now there's a problem that we're seeing from Larva where I think that all the units in the rally point are actually moving into the push. So he's like producing stuff and it gets vacuumed into the Marines and tanks.
I think you're right.
Like that, yeah. See these lings that come out and just they get pulled in. Same with these ultras. He's not sending 2 ultras blindly down here, but he's like trying to do so many things at once that his army supply route is getting slowly. Well, I don't know, man. Hold on a second. These tanks are exposed.
Yeah, I think
this attack over here is looking crazy.
I think Larva's basically done it at this point. Yeah, it gets a monster plague right there, but like Light isn't able to reinforce because there's ultras.
GG! Oh my fucking God!
Crazy game. The fact that
holy shit, is Larva gonna get out and kick Light out? Oh my God, this is gonna be so amazing. Come on, Larva! I believe in you, man.
It would be a super grindy, super long game otherwise, but he had the right read there. And it really surprised me because actually the first person I ever saw.
Can't tell who won. Faces mean nothing. Yeah, I know, right, Callie? They literally show like no emotion when they win.
Making that a strong strategy. But damn, that switch into ultras. Like I was down it. I called out that ultra scabbard, but he nailed it with that. Really sharp play.
I can't believe that was 8 racks, which is a hard counter.
Yeah.
3 hatchery. Just don't even see, by the way, in pro matches. And then the 3 hatchery counters that into fast tech from Terran.
Larva's on fucking fire.
Terran looked like it was unwinnable. Terran started to win. We went into Hydra Lurker, into Larva looking like he was on the verge of death, into eventually just fighting back hard, going to the Ultra attack, and then just kind of counterattacking and slowing the Terran down. An extremely, extremely rare game.
Very much so.
Like, if that game was a collectible card,
GG, indeed, GG.
Okay,
that was an awesome game.
That is a very, very unusual game. And we're going to go to Metropolis. By the way, guys, Light might be knocked out. What?
Dude, that would screw up the next round, racially speaking. 4 Protoss right now, 2 Zerg, and 1 Terran. 1 more player going forward. Who is it going to be? Metropolis is map 2. Light needs to take this map down against Larva.
2 Zerg, 2 Terran, and 4 Protoss.
Metropolis here, and expect
Terran's just not going to be represented, man.
Crazy round of 16. It's been a lot of upsets. Today could be another one here with Light possibly going down if he doesn't win this game and the next.
I'm waiting for
both players sharing the top. Yeah, let's go.
I was half expecting a 4 pool too.
It's Larva in the right at the top, Light in the left at the top. Guys, it's going to be our final plug. Go to patreon.com/ASL English or download the Patreon app and look us up there. We hope to earn your support. If you want to support us and what we're doing here, that's the best way to do it. We love StarCraft 1. It's crazy.
I love StarCraft 1.
New
Do you
Hampshire.
guys love
I'm from
StarCraft 1?
Kansas. We both. I'm still in Korea. Artos is here in Korea for how long are you here for? I mean,
over
insane
14
amount of
years.
Artosis is Canadian now because his wife is Canadian, and he lives in Prince Edward Island, so he's one of us.
And so we want to kind of keep
he is a true.
So many other esports.
He's American who went to Korea, who found a Canadian wife, who moved to Canada.
The patch comes out that ruins the game when everybody leaves, but it's not going to happen with Brood War because this is basically the same game. You can go back and look at, a game literally put on Korean TV in 1998, and you're looking at the same game that you're looking at now. I mean, there's been a graphical facelift, obviously, but yeah, it's a beautiful thing, and we don't want to stop. So we do hope to get you onto our Patreon. That's all.
Yeah, thank you guys very much. I mean, this is really the, the chess of the video game generation. I don't think anyone disagrees.
Yeah.
It's just, this is the ultimate game, the ultimate strategy game that exists.
Doesn't need any tweaks, doesn't need any changes.
Today.
It's just the maps.
This is a good group. The Protoss and Zerg group I thought was fantastic, and I think this group is fantastic. Like, I didn't expect these two groups to deliver so hard, but I've really enjoyed them.
Mm-hmm. It's been fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been.
And this would be just this upset would be so crazy.
And it's kind of nice, you know. A lot of times we have different themes that come up in different days of ASL. Like I didn't have any idea we were going to be talking about some of the oldest play styles and oldest builds, but you know, here we are.
My favorite ever.
And this series has turned out to be, like Artosis said. I love the way you said it's just such a unicorn so far. That game one was just wild. I mean, there were so many things that never happened in a game ever there, and we had like 5 or 6 of them back to back.
Yeah. It was so different. I just love it to death. I love when I'm questioning something and then the pro shows why it was a good choice, like what Larva did with the ultra change. Because like really, I've seen positions where they don't go the ultra change so many times, and then he does it and it works out really, really well. I'm like, damn, that is awesome. That is really cool. I've never seen that, and I mean, StarCraft keeps delivering in that way. We've seen like a lot of different, like that Soma-like game today, man, on Radeon. Oh my God, what a game that was!
Fucking
you never see stuff
windy
quite
out
like
there,
that.
guys.
Yeah, Light
Fucking
here pressuring with a
windy.
single Marine. Ooh, he's just barely not getting a drone. Nice micro for Larva to get that away.
He might try to chase us down with the SCV.
Oh, it was so close.
Artosis' sounds back there. What you guys don't know is we have
what's up,
electrodes
Callie?
hooked up to Artosis' nipples, and if that drone
I have
gets
money for
attacked, he
food.
gets shocked here. It's crazy.
Yay!
I guess lucky for me or unlucky based on what I like. The SCV has the shortest range in the game, so unable to get that kill.
Yeah, fun little interaction there. So, I mean, look, these guys are close to each other since they're both sharing the top. There's 2 ways Terran can push through here, by the way. This is true, obviously, for any matchup where you're both at the top, but this map, it's deceptive in that, like, if you right-click to their main from where you're at, a lot of times your army will go through the top expansion instead of the middle.
Yeah.
So
you got to make sure that you're walking properly, or it'll split your army apart because of the pathing distance between the 2 areas.
You know,
which is something they're experimenting with this map, with the idea of having split lanes like that.
Cross spawn expand with a Spire at about 300 HP.
Yeah, oh man,
this, by the way,
Larva is being a real trickster.
By the way, this is also something that hasn't been very common the last 4 years or so. That's not to say it's like the other old builds, but how funny is this? So this is very unsafe if it is scouted. It's just hard to get over there because Terran has a quicker travel distance than the Zerg. But people kind of stopped doing this.
Yeah.
And so this may be a lower priority on the scan list. I think usually what Terran will do, and I include Light in that because I've seen him do this, is they have like 1 Marine go down there or an SCV at some point in time just to clear that out as a possibility. But, you know, in these pro matches, sometimes that doesn't happen. And I kind of like Larva playing off-brand from the meta here.
Well, that's, it suits him really well. Like we were talking about before, he is kind of like a cognitive player. Like a lot of his wins come through thinking out what he's going to do and bringing something a bit different. So it is very cool to see. Looking at Light's build, he actually doesn't have a build that could really threaten this base early on in the game. It is a Valkyrie rush, it looks like. Yeah, I mean, that has to be a Valkyrie rush. It can't be anything else. But he's getting an upgrade on the Vultures. So, yeah, I've seen this version of the Valkyrie rush. It's been a little bit trendy lately. But generally, you get Vulture speed with this and try to do some harassment out on the map. Maybe he'll be able to run by and get some kills. Yeah, it looks like Vulture speed just finished up. He's making plenty of missile turrets. Looks like he doesn't want to make that mistake again. But the 2 Vultures are the real potential for him to do something here.
Well, does he have a wall up? You know, there are Lings under that Overlord. I don't know that they can run in there that easily.
Yeah, really good placements.
You know, Larva's going to see pretty quickly, like, okay, you're ready. This won't be like the game versus speed. That much is for sure. Oh, good job finding the 2 Marine kills, though. And if you can, always clip the Marines off. if they're, you know, exposed, because that's a perfectly acceptable kill. Just keep the Marine ball low.
I want to point out that the Overlord is floating over 1 or 2 Zerglings. That's such an efficient defense because the Sunken Colony has higher attack priority, so the Vultures won't auto-attack the Zergling, and it's very hard to actually get them to attack there, so he can't really run by. If the Overlord wasn't there, you could moving shot, shoot the Zergling, and go through all in one go. So it's a huge difference.
By the way, this hidden base has been found. Oh, nice creep colony. That was beautifully done. And so we're going to know a target here soon for the Terran.
What's he doing?
I'm glad you pointed that out. It's like really subtle. Oh my God, he's got the Scourge to try to intercept this. We'll point it out if we see it again, because I think it was so subtle it can look like it was just random placement. But the Overlord, see where that Lurker Egg was? There was an Overlord and 1 to 2 Lings there.
Yeah.
Denying that, like you were saying, Artos, is denying that. It's so good. I love the way Larva approaches the game. I always feel like I learn stuff when I see him do this.
Absolutely. It's just kind of the way he plays. I love watching it as well. So yeah, now we have this Valkyrie rush. He better not lose these Valkyries. He's not going to be going to the round of 8 if he suddenly loses 2 Valkyries while trying to hunt an Overlord. But Light, you know, you were talking a lot about how we've seen a lot of Valkyrie miss micro. Light has the best Valkyrie micro outside of Flash. I would say Flash is a little bit better than Light's, but Light is like top tier with this. It's very rare for him to lose Valkyries in situations like this, so I think he'll be all right. And he's just about ready now for the move out. He needs to get a couple medics. Hopefully like 3 medics are about to pop and he can just go. Even has a siege tank there. Some Lurker Eggs are morphing. You notice how we haven't heard a scan for a while? He's saving some scans.
He's saving them
he
for the
knows
Lurkers.
He doesn't have detection otherwise. This looks very well executed.
Pro
Like, there
tip,
is potential for
if you have no energy on your comm stat, it is faster to destroy the comm stat and rebuild it to get the 50 energy than it is to wait for the 50 energy. So if you have the 50 gas and the 50 minerals and you really need that scan, you can scan,
like this,
destroy, rebuild.
So Lurkers kind of pointed out can be
For all you
dangerous.
Terran players out there. I got your back.
The top here. Oh man, you can just see the damage stack there. Now Muta armor is upgraded, but that's only going to give you a few extra hits before literally all your Mutalisks melt.
Another Valkyrie joins the army. Siege tank coming down. He should have 2 siege tanks.
Fucking tired.
He's really got to hit this push pretty
These games
soon.
are
long. Over there, that would be very juicy. But yeah, now the Defiler Mound is coming up, so that kind of shows you the time that we're working with. Defiler Mound finishes, Consume finishes, and then the tank push stops. So he's got a limited amount of time to push here, but he has more than enough to kill bottom left. But it looks like Larva is going to do a counterattack. This is very strong. Light has a huge army out of position.
Okay, this is rough. I think the positioning for Terran was really good, but I mean, this is so much stuff. The tank is somehow still around here in the back, which is insane, by the way. He's still doing damage to those Lurkers. That might be some of the best positioning I've ever seen. Like this tank is still here, man. That's crazy. He's going to scan. And look, the Lurkers eventually get their damage in. But by now, you can see that Light's going to be able, Light's going to be able to run in here. Oh, please go up. I need to see how this ends. Did he get all the kills on the SCVs?
Okay, he clears the Lurkers. I think he did get a good chunk of the SCVs. But what that did, more than anything, was delay Light's push. And now I don't think Light can go down and kill that base. Like, Light is committing so many units out onto the map trying to get a base, and then Larva just does these awesome counterattacks, made him go back. Like, that, there was potential for a kill there even. This attack definitely not doing as well for Larva.
Yeah, you know, this base over... Well, hold on a second.
Dude.
Oh, God. You know, it's a lot of Lurkers. I think someone might look at this and be like, well, 2 tanks can eventually push up here. Dude, it's ramps in StarCraft you can exploit so well. Like, you can just run the Lurkers back, and then when they get close to the ramp, you run back up there. Remember that there's chance to miss firing from low ground to high ground in StarCraft 1, unlike StarCraft 2. And tanks shoot slowly. And thank God they do, or they would be even better than they already are.
So
But
I'm a
the
game
point is that,
away.
like, just the chance to miss means like a lot of lurkers
You're
up here.
bulking,
they're not gonna go up this
Callie?
ramp.
Very, very unlikely that he'll end up breaking that. And now a Defiler push is coming over to his natural. This is
Oh
going
man,
to be
this
really
is
good as
bad.
well.
Light might be
Dark Side of
out,
the natural
guys.
is
Light
very
might be
often
out.
victory. He's got vultures here, so you can see
Oh
he was
my
kind of
God.
preparing.
GG.
Tasteless.
For the next 2-3 days till lower fast.
Yeah.
Well,
Dude, this looks bad.
Larva did it.
In all the
Kira,
days of ASL and GG, we've
no.
never really seen
GG, and Light has been kicked out. He is gone, and Larva is into the round of 8.
He's not always
We now have the round of 8. All of our players! Yay! He's so happy. He's like, oh my fucking God.
This is a major upset, guys.
Yeah, no, insane upset.
In an ASL
Insane upset.
That the round of 8 in 2025 is almost unrecognizable compared to what we've seen in the past
So
2 years,
good.
3 years before this.
It doesn't even make sense. 2 formerly retired Zergs that are both champions have come back into the round of 8 this season suddenly. Sulky's not in it.
Yeah, Sulky
Soma got in after being in military.
Yeah, Soma comes back from the military and just
Barracks
instantly
in the top
wins the
8.
ASL or some
like,
shit.
Even Barracks in the top 8 surprising, but the only Terran player, the weakest Terran line that we've ever had in round of 8 in all 20 seasons of ASL.
Yeah.
And it was a season where we
So
barely had any
crazy. The
Protoss,
season is
and then
amazing.
the really good
That's
ones
the
just
story of
survived. That was never
StarCraft.
made the
Foundation
plot
shaking. Yeah.
You know, it just shows.
Especially because there's
this
not
is
very many
a
Terrans.
moment where
Flash
the
this
whole
needs to
landscape of
Flash
things
needs to
on
come
top
back.
has
This is
changed.
like in my mind this is like a superhero moment where Flash is standing there in the
2
back
years of
and he's like,
it being reinforced that Sulky is the best of the best now, and he kept doing
and
it.
it's like
And then we come to season 20,
the Marvel's like end credits and Flash steps out from the shadows and says,
I tell you, it was
for
a crazy
Terran,
sure.
I'm joining the
Sad.
next
I admit
ASL.
that Light has gone out. I don't,
Just like,
I don't think Barracks is likely to beat anyone he's going to be paired against. Maybe
Oh my
Larva. like
Oh my
Larva
I think
is
he might be the weakest guy in the round of 8. But, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
keep in mind, you know, with all these upsets happening, it doesn't mean the surprises have to stop. But, I mean, and we've said this before, and some like, wow, there's more upsets than normal in this ASL. This does not compare to anything else that we have had.
It's not even close.
You know, I mean, the fact that Light's not going to be in the round of 8 is crazy. The fact that Rush isn't going to be in the round of 8 is crazy. I mean, the fact that Hero's not going to be in the round of 8 is just like, what is going on? The Protosses are the only ones you might expect, and they somehow over-delivered here.
Yeah, we have 4
I
Protoss.
guess we can talk more about this in the group draw. By the way, guys,
Bisu
group
best.
draw,
Have
sit
you ever
back
played
down.
tourney stuff?
Change
No,
the
I'm not that good. I don't like to play competitive. I have a temper tantrum. I have a jealousy and like temper issue with competitiveness.
Second,
It's bad.
and I think that's happening.
It's bad.
Let's get into that now.
Yeah.
And that does it for Group D of the round of 16 of ASL Season 20, as we have today's second player with a ticket to the round of 8. It's Larva. Congratulations.
Larva, let's
Thank you.
go! So fucking good, man.
You succeed in
He is the
advancing out
biggest
of Group D in
character.
second
Like,
place.
people
You
absolutely
seem
love
so
his
pleased.
personality and
How do you
stuff.
feel?
So it's like, this is huge for everyone. They're like,
I am very pleased, but there is just a 1%, a hint of regret. In that game against Soma, I genuinely could have won it, but losing just made me upset with myself. I don't know if it's cause of the nerves I haven't felt in a long time, but I did not play the strategy I had originally prepared. I went with something else. I'm angry with myself, but I'm glad I advanced all in all.
Yo!
That notwithstanding, you advanced to the quarterfinals in second place. Just as you said, you suffered a regrettable loss in the opening game against Soma, but you scored a quick win in the first set of the losers match against Speed. Your mutiling pressure was very good. How did you decide to do that? Oh man, I'm dizzy. All this dopamine. Sorry, can you repeat that question and make it short? I'm sorry. The first set of the losers match ended very quickly. Alright. Your mutiling pressure was very good. How did you decide to do that? I practiced this.
Dopamine,
if
my
your
husband.
opponent scouts 12 pull into muter, going bio is the normal thing to do. I thought it was barracks, but I guess I got it wrong. I built a sunken when I didn't need to. I put myself on the back foot, but I was able to play with good micro and momentum and ended up winning. And the second set likewise ended very quickly. Why did you go for a 4-pool?
Because I love my 4-pools.
Well, I knew that in the decider match, a Terran was waiting anyway, so I couldn't just use all the strategies I had prepared. And I did win the first game anyway, however irritably. So I knew my opponent would either be rash or irritated. And luck just ended up being on my side. And with this quick 2-0 in the losers match, you moved on to the decider. What was the reason behind no pool hatch first in the first set? I did not use the build I had prepared in the game against Soma. So after that I wrote down all the things I wanted to play in the notepad. I had a few options. I did not expect him to go for an 8 racks because in the previous set I played both safe and a 4-pool. I was caught off guard, but defending my natural and not falling too far behind, I managed to win with a little bit of luck. It was not an easy game that went on for a long time, and a victory in the second set followed as well. Overall, looking at your games, people were very impressed with your strategies. Did you prepare a lot of builds? When practicing, I mainly went with the standard meta, but the results were not very good, and losing that many games, I suddenly thought of a way to trip my opponent up. Right before I went to sleep, I thought about it, I tested it out today. I had better army movements than Light for sure. That set me apart from other Zergs, I think. And all that
yeah,
came
more of
together
it,
as you claim victory.
his way of playing is just so
We will have the round of 8
unique.
bracket draw shortly. The players you can meet are Barracks, Bisu and Snow. Who would you like to meet? I don't care who it ends up being. I want to meet this goddamn handsome devil Barracks. Let's have a handsome dude show off. A feast for the eyes, ASL 1-2 punch. I'll do my best so we have this visual.
See what I mean? He just has like great charisma and character. Handsome dude show off.
Many fans showed you their support. Please address them.
Barracks is one of the
My
youngest
colleagues
players.
showed up to support me today, even though I did not ask them to. So I very much appreciate.
So I think that was like a double entendre of making fun of like all of the old people and him saying, "Nah, I'm old, but I still look good. I take care of myself, not like you fat asses."
So I'm in a good mood, and I really had a lot of friends help me practice. They slept 2, 3, 4 hours just to help me.
He's like, hold on, let me pull my phone out.
Oh,
Thank
yes.
everyone.
Debrief. Let's go. Art user, Dasik, Ivory, Hero, TY, and then Mong, Royal, Barracks, and now I didn't stream those games, but I have a guy who looked on via Discord. He motivated me, set up spawn matches for me. I think it's a viewer's or a friend's nickname. But he kept watching,
I want to thank
checking
Steven
on me
Spielberg.
on Discord. I'm so thankful. It was all worth it.
Ridley Scott,
You paid it
Christopher
back by advancing
Nolan,
to the round of 8. And with Lava
and of course my favorite actor of all time,
Terrans.
Hannibal Lecter, the one and only
For our
Anthony
interview with
Hopkins.
Lava. Once more, congratulations on advancing. We will be back in a short while with a round of 8 bracket draw.
I don't want to see the round of 8 bracket draw because I don't want to know who's going up against who.